If it is football in July, it means one thing, and it's time for the annual North-South IFCA All-Star Classic on the ISC Sports Network. From DeVere Fair Stadium on the southwest side of Indianapolis, the campus of Decatur Central High School. Thanks for joining us on ISC, our 10th time of bringing this game to you. Tonight's broadcast was presented in part by Coca-Cola of Kokomo, North Central Indiana's Coca-Cola bottler for over 100 years. By the Ed Martin Automotive Group, the only name you need to know. By Endeavor Communications, internet speeds up to a gig. Learn more at weendeavor.com. By the Gridiron Foundation, growth, development, purpose. Find out more at gridiron.org. By Hagee Kicking, find out more at hageekicking.com. By Wabash College, schedule your visit today at wabash.edu. And by Warner Financial, from investments and planning for retirement to partnerships and tax strategy, Warner Financial does it all. Greg Rakestraw, Jan Bozier with you. Thank you so much for joining us on this warm July evening. We're about 5 or so minutes away from kickoff. Rosters, coaches, etc. being introduced as we speak. Jan, this is always a fun get-together. It is all-star game, it is family reunion, and it is the reminder the high school football season is now 6 weeks away.
Yeah, we kind of call it our get started for the upcoming season. Greg, a lot of players that you and I have been able to call through the last 3 or 4 years, reminiscent about the teams and the communities they represent. And this is a little less about team and a lot about players making plays.
This game is very representative of all levels of Indiana high school football. They balance it amongst the 10 different regions of the Indiana Football Coaches Association. They frankly balance it amongst all 6 of the classes. And again, about 10 or so years ago, as players could get on campus sooner in terms of college football, you won't see the guys that are playing at the Indianas, Purdue's, Ball States, Indiana States, etc. For a lot of these young men, there's Division II, Division III, NAI, junior college football in front of them. And for a handful of players tonight, Jan, this is the last time they will ever put on a helmet and shoulder pads.
Yeah, and I think a lot about those players because regardless when your last game is, whether it's high school or football, it means a lot. These players out here today love the game, and they're going to play like they love the game. Looking for a lot of effort today.
For the South, they have been dominant in this game as of late. They have won this contest for the last 5 consecutive years. We'll take this quick timeout. When we come back, we'll catch the tail end of tonight's national anthem. Talk about some key players looking forward to watching in tonight's contest. The North-South All-Star Game comes your way next as you're watching on ISC.
Gridiron Foundation is all about development. When they first started learning about football, all the way to high school, giving them opportunities with their hard work and the ecosystem we've built.
We take them out of their neighborhoods and put them in front of Division I coaches and give them a purpose and a chance to be successful after high school.
The type of growth that I've seen in our athletes and the Gridiron Foundation has been more off the field than on the field. That was the original purpose, to make well-rounded young men in life and community.
1, 2, 3,
The MSD of Lawrence Township embodies educational excellence, unlocking the full potential of every student we serve. Where innovation meets tradition, our students excel in welcoming safe, state-of-the-art facilities. A traditional public school district, Lawrence Township boasts a 95% graduation rate. On the court and in the arts, our students excel. Join the Lawrence Township family, where learners thrive, surrounded by values that resonate with home. Lawrence Township, your destination for a brighter future.
Shriners with the singing of our national anthem before tonight's contest. North All-Stars are in blue. They are the home team in tonight's contest. South All-Stars are in red. They are the visiting team tonight. Numbers odd for the North All-Stars, even for the South All-Stars. Because Indiana's Mr. Football is not participating in this game, he is here in Knox's Miles McLaughlin, now at Murray State University. But again, not playing in tonight's contest. The number 1 is reserved and is not given out in this all-star contest. Well, the team captains are meeting, and with that, let's show you tonight's officials. Our officials are brought to us by Andrew Prince Realty. Whether it's buying, selling, renting, or even investment when it comes to real estate, Andrew Prince with Century 21 Sheets is here to help. Call 317-883-7575 or online at princerealtyindy.com. That is Rick Frank, who is our white hat that we showed you on screen a few moments ago. Andrew Sell, Pete Olson, Mike Daly, Mike Moran, Andrew McLaurin, Taylor McDougal, our six-man officiating crew for this evening's contest. You see four captains at midfield for tonight's ceremonial coin toss. And one of my favorite traditions, Jan, about this game, the number of different logos that end up on helmets by the end of the week.
Yeah, you used to see that a lot in the college all-star games, kind of trickle down to the high school. You know, that's camaraderie. That's, they get to spend some time with the other players in this week that they're very, very busy. They exchange the logos, and we used to could tell by their helmets, not so much tonight.
Looks like that winning the toss has been the South. They're going to elect to defer. And again, there is not much of a breeze this evening. We do have some clouds rolling in. Forecast has kind of shifted as the week has gone along. A few days ago, I thought we might be having to dodge some storms, then the rain chances went away. It's summer in Indiana. You never exactly know what could happen, but keep our fingers crossed that we play uninterrupted for about 2.5, 3 hours this evening.
I think we will. I was a little concerned Wednesday or Thursday. It's kind of moved back a little bit. I think we'll be okay.
As we mentioned kind of briefly going into the break, the South has won this game 5 consecutive times, and honestly, the games have not been competitive. What does the North have to do tonight to try to reverse that trend?
Well, they haven't won since 2019, so they got to stay in the game. The problem with the all-star games, you dig yourself a hole, and you got to play a lot of players. Kind of hard to get some momentum to come back. So you got to keep it close, obviously, in any game, and more specifically, Greg, to an all-star game. Get off to a good start. Get some rhythm going. I think you can score early. It helps your confidence if you're the North.
Let's congratulate the head coaches for tonight's contest. Andy Thomas of Angola is the head coach for the North, and a guy we know well on the ISC Sports Network. Chuck Sorrell led South Putnam to the 1A championship game. He is the head coach for the South All-Stars. Khalil Jefferson was scheduled to play in this game representing South Putnam on the South All-Stars. However, he had a preferred walk-on offer to play at Indiana State, so hence why you will not see Mr. Jefferson in tonight's contest wearing his traditional red.
Well, congratulations to him. That's an honor, and he'll do well there, too.
So both teams about to take to the field here in a matter of moments.
Greg, let's take a look at tonight's quarterbacks. I've had 2 of these guys, so I'm very familiar with them in the state tournament. When you think about Brady Eilish, a state champion at Andrean, 13-1, and the other one I had was Brady Tremblay from Cascade. I've also seen Delvin Craig from LaPel, who was 13-1, and Riley Biddle was 11-1. That team unfortunately lost to Dwenger, but we've got 4 really talented quarterbacks tonight.
Riley played at East Noble High School. Again, Brady, as referenced, going to play at Marion High School, following the footsteps of Ted Karras going from Andrean to Marion University. Devin Craig going to play at Georgetown of Kentucky at the NAIF level. Again, played at LaPel High School. And Brady Tremblay, part of the 3A state champs in Cascade. So to kick this ball off for the North, this will be Ethan Need. Ethan from Twin Lakes is going to play at Indiana Wesleyan. Ready for some football, partner?
Dude, I am pumped. I didn't know I was going to get to do this again. You surprised me, and you always give me nice surprises. This gets the blood pumping for the upcoming season. I love it because these, when you played football, if you ever get to play at any level, it's just different. You love this game. You want to hit and show yourself good.
A.J. Jobe has it ricochet off his shoulder pads, former Brownsburg Bulldog, and now DePaul Tiger. Take this ball to the 20-yard line. Of course, it was announced his Tigers will host the Monon Bell game this year due to construction at Blackstock Stadium at Ball State University. And we'll have that game for you on November 14th right here on the ISC
You
Sports
enjoy
Network.
doing that, don't you? That's
one of
quite the
my
honor, isn't it,
favorite
man?
days of
I
the
know
year.
it is. I love it.
See some of the starters in tonight's contest. Again, it's Devin Craig that is the starting quarterback for the South. Devin threw for over 3,300 yards passing on the season. Had 42 touchdowns, leading LaPel to a 13-1 record. Make the handoff. Avion Davis out of Ben Davis High School gets the grab, turns up the field, He'll step out of bounds. Looks like no flags on the play. Forward progress, the 36-yard line, a gain of 17.
Yeah, and you think about Craig as this quarterback. Listen, this young man started as a freshman, a little flare pass out. This is what you do in all-star games. Get the ball in the hands of some serious athletes.
Can you see that Davion averaged 20 yards a catch playing for Ben Davis this year?
He's quite the athlete. Yeah, that's what you do. That's smart in all-star games. You try to get that ball in the guys who can make plays.
17-yard pickup. Craig has the option to run. He'll simply sling it, and juggling catch is made. Tripped up at the 25-yard line. That is Matthew Young, and I got to look this up. He played at Switzerland County. This is their 11th year of playing football at Switzerland County. He might be the first pacer in this game, and what a play he just made.
Well, listen, they had a great season. They were 8-3 this year. Waddy throw, and even a better catch. Really nice-looking young man. They got him listed as 6'1", but, man, his length makes him bigger than that.
Young was a running back playing for the Pacers at over 1,300 yards rushing. Had 15 touchdowns. Chain gang now moving. Gives everybody a chance to kind of catch their breath here early in the contest.
You're going to see just not a lot of blitzing. In fact, I don't even think they're allowed to blitz, but you're going to see a lot of straight-up man-to-man, and you'll see some zone. But just a beautiful throw and catch.
55 yards on the first two snaps from scrimmage for the South All-Star.
And that's what you want to do. Talked about that early in an All-Star game. Get on the scoreboard, get some momentum, and it'll do wonders for you.
Fake the handoff to Jobe. It's Davis. Gets a good seal block on the outside. He'll be steered out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. Call it a pickup of 8 or 9 on the catch. Dom Fanton makes the tackle. Going to play for the Truman State Bulldogs. Outstanding program at the Division II level. Call that a gain of 7. It'll be second down and 3. So second catch for Davis. There's a look at the starters for the North All-Stars. And basically, there are 2 deep at every position. And guys will split rotations throughout the course of the game. Craig is 3 for his first 3. Buying time, looking, end zone, tipped and knocked away.
That's pretty good defense.
Austin King on the coverage. Austin from Northwood High School, played for Ned Andrews for Northwood. It's third down and 3.
Well, Austin King, I thought, played that pretty well defensively. Watch the ball, always making defensive plays. You got your eye on the ball, know where your man is, and I thought he made a nice cut on the ball to break that thing up.
Clay Brown, Ryan Cole, Matt Connor, Troy Edwards, Ralston Evans, Ryan Jessup, Zach Nero, Sam Otley, and Ryan Sosinski. Those are the assistant coaches that you'll also see for the South All-Stars this year.
What an honor it is to coach, be a head coach, and just to get to participate.
And the unintentional draw that time by Craig, that was supposed to be tossed to the left to Jobe. He pobbled the snap. Craig gets back to the line of scrimmage and no more, and it looks like that South, I think, will go for it here on 4th down and 3.
You know, the interesting thing, Greg, about Craig was he was obviously he threw for over 10,000 yards in 4 years for LaPel, but he always could run the ball. And the stat that really stuck out to me that in his senior year, averaged just shy of 8 yards per carry when he decided to run the ball.
Extra back comes in. That is Jordan Palmer of Whiteland that plays the de facto H-back in this set. Craig rolling left side, needs to pick up 3. Had Palmer in the flat, throws it deep and ends up throwing it incomplete. Craig was hoping for pass interference, didn't get it. Kendrick Pennybaker from HSC was the intended target, and it all leads to some impressive plays, but turnover on downs for the South.
Well, I think the officials are going to give him a lot of grace in this. I think that's a no call in this game, and I thought it was pretty well played.
So here comes the North All-Stars for the first time. And getting the start at quarterback will be Riley Biddle. Riley is going to be playing for St. Francis. So Biddle, 2,100 yards of passing for East Noble this year. On the handoff, it is a gain of 1. And that is Davion Terry that gets the carry. Terry out of Hammond Morton, going to play at Benedictine out of the Chicagoland area. Terry had 17 rushing touchdowns this fall, playing for the Governors of Hammond Morton. Second down and long coming up.
Wow, he got a decent spot on that. They gave him a couple yards.
It's a couple minutes in. South moved the ball quickly, drives all the 19-yard line. Biddle in the flat. Catch made. Shy of the first down marker. Forward progress out to the 27-yard line. A.J. Streveler on the grab. A.J. played at Bluffton High School to make the grab, and it's 3rd down and short. Harden on the tackle. Former Cathedral Fighting Irish going to follow his dad's footsteps and play football at the University of Indianapolis. Call that a catch of 6. A.J. had just shy of 50 catches playing at Bluffton this past season. Line to gain is 29-yard line. On the handoff, able to bounce it outside and going to be very close to a first down. That is Davion Terry. And I think they're going to say that Terry's progress was stopped shy of the line to gain. Looks like he's going to get 2, needed 3, 4th down and a yard. And here comes the punt team on here for the North.
That's kind of been the staple of the South is in these games, at least early. Their defenses has really caused the North some problems in field position. So, again, a pretty good defensive stop that time by this Red South defense.
Blake Vandenberg of Mishawaka will handle the punting duties in today's game. Jelani Reed back deep to return for the South. Punt will hit at the 39-yard line, take a bit of a forward roll, and will trickle all the way down to the 32. That'll be a kick of 40 yards with no return. And our kickers tonight, presented by our friends at Hagee Kicking. We're a family-oriented organization that's focused on teaching the art of kicking and punting of football. Our goal is to develop athletes into better kickers and punters, but more importantly, productive human beings. We cannot promise scholarships, but we do promise that every athlete will train in a positive environment with coaches who care about their well-being on and off the field. Follow at Hagee Kicking on X or log on to HageeKicking.com for more information. We'll sneak in a quick 30-second timeout. South's second possession when we come back on the IFCA Sports Network.
Want lightning-fast internet speeds? Choose Endeavor. Go from slow to whoa. From last to fast. And wait to great. Endeavor Communications is bringing the fastest internet speed in Indiana to your town. So you can download huge files in a flash. Stream videos at blazing speeds. And game online faster than you thought possible. Think fast and contact Endeavor Communications today at join.weendeavor.com.
I want to thank our outstanding ISC Sports Network crew. Thanks to Vince Morales, Kyle Donlin, Charlie Hammock, David Kahn. Thanks to Alex Laverne and Matthew Stein, making sure our signal gets to you on this Friday evening. 6 weeks away from the start of the upcoming high school football season. Brady Trebley from Cascade gets the ball here. Brady going to go play at Taylor University. And again, Brady, both football and basketball at Cascade. One of 2 Cascade cadets in tonight's game. The other is Marcus Hobson, who is lined up in the slot. So you might want to be sitting on him right now if you're the North defense.
Listen, I think that's a nice fit for him. Taylor's a one we were just talking about how beautiful the Taylor campus is, and he is that guy that I think really will take a program like that to another level.
I really don't want to jinx Brady. I'm afraid I'm going to put the broadcaster jinx on him, but this stat is so good I have to share it. Jan, he had 33 passing touchdowns this year, which was 33 more interceptions than he threw during the course of I've never seen a number like that.
Yeah.
Never.
And you know what? Of all the stats he has, Greg, he's even a better person, and his coach would tell you one of the best leaders he's ever coached.
Well, to that point, he was a National Football Foundation Jim Irsay family chapter Scholar Athlete Award winner. He and Calvin Quater for the North both had that honor earlier this spring.
Well, I've covered a lot of Cascade games over the last few years and loved every second of it. Got to speak with him a few times and just could not be a more gracious young man.
That was Grant Davis on the carry. Grant from Boonville. By the way, Boonville fans, you'll see your Pioneers on the ISC Sports Network when they go to play at Hatchet Hollow on September the 25th. And the 2 gentlemen calling tonight's game will see you in Davies County at the end of September.
What's our pizza place we always go to?
That'd be Bo's, sir.
Oh, thank you. I couldn't remember.
Davis, I'll charge them for advertising next year. 2 yards for Davis here, and it's 3rd down and 2. Tackle made on the play by Mark Gonzalez. Gonzalez from Crown Point, going to go play for a really good Division III program at Ohio Northern. So 3rd down and 2.
You know, Greg, when I told some people I was going to do this only the last couple of days, the number one question you get is, man, how are those young kids going to play in this heat? And I go, dude, these guys can handle this. First of all, most of them won't play the whole game. And announcers can't handle the heat. The young guys handle it just fine.
They're 18. They're fine.
That's right.
Trebley will keep, makes 1 man miss, does not make
nice
man
play.
2 and 3 miss. And, you know, I referenced Callan Quadrer. There he is right there on your screen for Mr. Sinawa that makes the play.
Wow, he read this play and got a nice attack that time, also by Freeman on that North defense. And again, the North defense will be the key piece for me to keep them in this game. We talked about staying around for the North. Well, the defense will get them there.
Callan going to go play at DePaul. Look forward to broadcasting his home games this season from a being constructed in progress Blackstock Stadium. On the kick, off the side of the foot, no return, and this ball will check up out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. Well, tonight's game presented in part by our friends at PSC Fiber. It's all about speed on the field and at home. PSC Fiber is proud to deliver lightning-fast, reliable internet to the homes of all-star athletes like Gabe Jackson, a young man who makes our community proud. He's from Heritage Hills. He's part of the South All-Star team. Whether you're streaming the big game, studying for the next play, or connecting with family, PSC Fiber keeps you ahead of the competition. Local, trusted, built for our hometown. Learn more at pscfiber.net and go team. So 1st and 10. Backup quarterback in the game. And on the carry, what could have been a loss of a couple at least turns into 3. So it's Darion Morris that is able to pick up positive yardage. 2nd down and 7.
East Chicago.
And the region well represented with
it is.
Brady at quarterback from Andrean. Again, Brady's going to head to play at Marion. And to Brady and family, you too can watch on the ISC Sports Network every Marion home football game. Brady on the keeper. And he'll pick up 4 yards. Running through a trio of tacklers from the South.
Greg's been doing 1A and 2A state for a long, long time, and I've probably seen Andrean maybe more than any school through the years I've been doing that. They just figure it out, and they get some good quality people. And he's certainly one of them, but wow, is Andrean always good.
Buddy, I've done so many Andrean baseball state finals.
Yes, you have.
Pisher considers me a personal friend, except for this year's game since they got beat by Garin Castle.
They do it right.
3rd down and 3. And obviously that school dealing with the after effects of the tornado that went through in June, and keeping our fingers crossed and prayers for all those involved that they start the school year on time up in Maryville. Quarterback keep. He'll have the 1st down. He'll be taken down at about the 47-yard line. Called that a gain of 9 on the play for Brady Ellish. It's a 1st down.
Yeah, he rushed for just under 700 yards, averaged about 6. But what I like is his hand movement as his fakes. You'll see it right here, or I thought he was going to replay. He has a great fake, freezes people on his fakes. His control over the ball is amazing. He will absolutely cause linebackers to freeze, and that's what he tries to do, because all you need to do is get a linebacker to hesitate for a second, and you get extra yards.
These guys are in camp this week nearby at the University of Indianapolis. Fake the tap pass to Rands, and not fooled, or maybe better said, not blocked. Tackle made by Slade Fell. Well, he's certainly first-team all-name team. Slade, who's heading to play for the brand-new program at St. Mary of the Woods. Played at Northview High School.
Yes, he did.
Makes the tackle for a loss of 2. And to tell that story, again, they've been playing football at St. Mary of the Woods, but what has been called sprint football. Everybody's got to be under 188 pounds. They are now full-fledged NAIA. They'll be in the same league as Marion, Indiana Wesleyan, Taylor, and St. Francis, the MSFA, coming up this year.
So, Greg, you're basically saying you and I would not qualify.
We would not have qualified for many moons. No, sir. That's going to be a flag.
Oh, we got a flag.
Thrown.
You don't get many of them here, but the official goes, got to call that one.
Alex Thomas was the intended target. Looks like this is going to be pass interference, which in high school is not an automatic 1st down. It did not happen past the 1st down marker. if they give it as a spot foul. If it's a 15-yard penalty, then it's going to be. And it will be 15 yards. That is a first down. Yep. First penalty of the game comes at the 3:54 mark.
Get a little break here for the North. Let's see if they can keep it going.
So 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line. Second possession for the North. Both teams have alternated quarterbacks in their first couple of trips up and down the field. Micah Rands is the player in motion. This time on the handoff, it was schemed up a little bit better. Ball carrier and Morris will plow forward for a gain of 5.
Morris with a really nice run, just straight up the middle, little ISO play. If they can continue, Greg, to stay in the second and short, that's going to help their cause offensively. It opens up the offense a little more.
Morris, an East Chicago Central Cardinal, is going to go play at William Penn out in Oskaloosa, Iowa. Do you know the importance of William Penn to a program that we know well?
I do not.
Marion's first ever football game at William Penn.
I did know that now, but I have to be reminded.
Ellis scrambling, and if he is not taken down there, he might still be going. That is Ryan Hesher that makes the play from Terre Haute South High School.
Yeah, Ryan Hesher makes a really good open field tackle right here, and he knows that that's a difficult tackle to make if you play defense, to make a wide open tackle in open field, and he does a great job right there.
Or taking their time to get this play in. Play clock is at 13, as you see on your screen.
Running backs in today's world are so shifty, so quick, and to make an open field tackle now is just like 10 times more difficult than it certainly was in my day.
Out in the flat, catch made by Strebler, but defense is there immediately. It is a gain of 1 on the play. 4th down and 3, and again, you're right on the fringe of field goal range here, and it looks like North is going to go for it.
I think I would. Listen, there's clock running at 2:08. There, no score. You got an opportunity here. I think you take advantage of it.
And get the football to a 24-yard line. And Morris is the tailback. I think they're going to hold this for a timeout, and if that is the case, I think we're going to take it with them. Here comes the timeout taken by the North. We'll step aside. Back in 30 seconds. 4th and 3 at Decatur Central when we come back on the ISC Sports Network.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Our friends at Coca-Cola of Kokomo want to congratulate Micah Rands of Pioneer on playing in tonight's IFCA North-South All-Star Classic. Coca-Cola of Kokomo is proud to keep Micah's classmates and teammates hydrated, both in the classroom and on the gridiron. Find out more at cckokomo.com. And that reminds us that the annual Coca-Cola of Kokomo kickoff special will be filmed in late July. You'll see features on many of those Coca-Cola of Kokomo schools in north central Indiana during the month of August, leading up to the kickoff of the upcoming high school football season.
My favorite drink, not even a close second.
What's your play call here on 4th and 3, partner?
I keep a quarterback because you got quarterbacks that average 6, 7, 8 yards. Pretty good with the ball. I would think quarterback first. Especially this young man. He's strong. He's really great at open field reading. They're going to pass it.
Looking to throw in the flat. It's intercepted. Picked off. Friel from Bloomington North on the interception return. He'll bring it back to the 26-yard line. So more or less turning over on downs. Doesn't feel that way with interception.
Yeah.
That's the way that it plays out.
Yeah, they try to catch the South off guard here a little bit. I really felt like I'd keep it in the quarterback's hand, a young man that averages just shy of 7 yards. But I think the element of surprise is what they tried for there, and it obviously did not surprise anybody.
And Friel's going to head to play at DePaul University. course, we at ISC, the home of both Marion football, DePaul football, and the Monon Bell Classic.
Doesn't hurt them. I mean, from the field position standpoint, they take a risk, doesn't work out, still 0-0.
Craig back in, handoff goes to Palmer. And the former Whiteland Warrior plunges forward and picks up 2. Jordan had 22 rushing touchdowns and just shy of 1,600 yards playing for Darren Fisher this season. Palmer's going to play at Wabash College. And in case you wonder, Jan, yes, you do have a Wabash College trivia question coming up at halftime.
You know, I actually thought about that. I go, wonder if they're going to start this early. So, you know, Greg, maybe I just studied. You never know.
Wabash College trivia is always on time, my friend. Craig avoids pressure. Fires and nearly intercepted. Young was the intended target. Outstanding coverage applied by Fanton. Second time we've called his name tonight.
I thought Fanton just played that perfectly. You see Craig there, I think it was Craig scrambling, and he does that super well. Watch many of Craig film on lapel, and this young man is that kind of guy, Greg, who just doesn't go down. He just has that ability to escape and make plays, and that's kind of what makes him, you know, kind of that special guy.
Cobiato was the player that got his hands on Craig in the backfield. Craig rolling.
Oh, nice
what a
throw.
grab, knowing that a hit was going to be there. Delivering a 3rd and 8 completion.
That's a beautiful catch. And look at the acrobatic play by Craig. He does a complete reverse, rolls to his left, a right-handed quarterback, but throws a strike. Look at this. He's rolling to his left and throws an absolute in-the-hands play, rolling to his left after he reversed course. Really nice throw, even a better catch.
Kennebaker with the catch. He had just shy of 900 yards receiving for Hamilton Southeastern this past year. 1st and 10 now at the 40-yard line. 4 completions, 74 yards for Devin Craig. Toss goes right side, Palmer. Palmer in space, picks up 5 yards on what will be the final play of quarter number 1. Scoreless and competitive. So far here at DeVere Fair Stadium. South nothing, North nothing. We're back in 30 as you're watching the North-South All-Star Classic on the ISC Sports Network.
What's in a name? What's in a name? Ed Martin Automotive Group, the only name you need to know.
Tonight's game on the ISC Sports Network, presented in part by Warner Financial, a firm that utilizes customized investment solutions to meet your financial goals. From investments in planning for retirement to partnerships and tax strategy, Warner Financial does it all. Call 317-735-9202 to learn more about how you can secure your financial future. Warner Financial, let's congratulate Vinny Hayes of Center Grove on playing in tonight's game. And, of course, Jason Warner played in this game after being Mr. Football back in Roncalli, about 20 or so years ago.
Well, Greg, early, it's not surprising. These defenses are going to be difficult to score against. They've done a pretty good job. You got to make plays because you're going against 11 really good players. It's not like sometimes where do we find a weak piece in a defense, because all these players are quality. So both offenses had some opportunities, but still we're at 0-0.
All right, 2 great men of the game right there. On the left, that is Mark Deal. And Mark comes from as IU of a football family as you can, from Hobart. But Dad played at IU, Mark played at IU, has been around the IU program. And Jan, there are so many people that with IU success of the last 2 years that went through a whole lot of losses that are seeing a completely different side of life. I'm so happy for that man. And to his left, pretty legendary high school football coach, Bob Gaddis, best known for his time winning state championships at Columbus East High School.
Columbus East sure was.
More coaches and more recognition being handed out. They've got so many awards, even one of the broadcasters is getting
There's a
won
rumor
tonight.
out here that we're going to lose you at halftime. I'm just saying.
We're going to see how winded I am coming back up the steps at some point in time during the course of the halftime
That's
show.
awesome.
Well, we have the opportunity. I just want to thank our friends at M&M Body Shop. Family owned since 1983 on Main Street in Brownsburg. M&M Body Shop offers full service collision repair with a lifetime guarantee on their craftsmanship. And M&M congratulates A.J. Jobe on representing the back-to-back state champion Bulldogs in tonight's game. Calling you to 317-852-6347. Early impressions on this one, Jan.
You know, I've been impressed. Not a lot of mistakes. The one thing you don't want to do is just get into a mistake-oriented, like fumbles. We had the early interception. Not a bad interception down there, but really been pretty quality. Again, the defenses have kind of controlled things. Offenses are going to have to figure it out.
Craig in his second drive. Palmer is the setback. Trips all to the top side of the formation here for the South All-Stars. Again, South in red, North in blue. Handoff goes to Palmer. Palmer met in the backfield and turned backwards.
There you go. I like it.
And fired up about the head is Mark Gonzalez again. Second time we have called his name tonight. He had backup from Marquise Allen on the play.
You know, I think an interesting stat, we're not going to do a ton of stats, but the North only had the ball about a minute less offensively than the South. That tells me they kind of stayed right with this South ball club offensively.
It's the reason I use the word competitive at the end of the first quarter, because, again, sometimes this game has not been the case as of late.
And I like this. I like the North defense. They've been playing if they can continue to play this type of defense, they can keep it close.
Third down and full. Four-man rush. Craig slings it and has a man.
Oh.
Got lost in coverage at Pennebaker. He'll step out of bounds just past the 35-yard line. Another third down catch by the former Hamilton Southeastern Royal.
Yeah, he threw this ball a mile east and west. He seen out of the corner of his eye. He was wide open as he was on the right side, threw it way across field, and he had nobody around him.
Jan Craig, 5 of 8 for 94 yards here in the early goal.
Yeah, he's impressive. He let him get it in a rhythm, and that's what he does so well.
Looking for any opening and finds Pennebaker again, just threw it a bit high. Robbie Strawn had the coverage next to him. That was more on the throw being a bit errant. Going to be second down and 10.
Craig's a handful. I mean, he's got such quick feet. His feet really are the key to him because he just keeps his feet moving all the time. And it's a big guy trying to chase a smaller guy. With a guy with quick feet, Greg, makes it difficult.
Second down and 10, ball at the 33-yard line. And the flat, Palmer. Good job to lower the shoulder and get what he could. There to meet him was Joey Everett. Joey from Adams Central High School. Gain of 2 on the play.
Palmer's been impressive. He's not afraid to provide the energy to the defense. He squares his shoulders up, and as a ball runner, I've not seen him play before, but he just goes straight at him, and I like that. I like aggressive running backs who don't shy away from the tackler.
Knowing that Whiteland program, Jan, I assume all those kids are tough.
No doubt.
I know the work they put in. Third down and 8. Lyman lurched, but did not cross the plane. Play clock 2, 1, and should be delay a game, and it will be. And again, you're going to have penalties like that in games like this one.
You're speaking of Whiteland. You look what they've done the last 2 or 3 years, just knocking on the 9-3 this last year.
And they knew this day was coming. They're now in 6A. They knew from an enrollment standpoint it was going to happen. That moment is finally here.
Yeah.
To put it in perspective, Jan, I did the Whiteland Warriors in the 3A semi-state about 25, 26 years ago.
What a program, though. They'll be all right. It'll take them a little while to adjust some things, but, you know, the foundation's there, Greg. I really think it is.
Ken Sears and Darren Fisher, they've been tremendous. Third and long. Craig just buying time. Slings it again. Man was covered, but that was really more thrown away than anything else. And that may be just deep enough to bring on the punt team here. Charlie Rollins is the punter from Martinsville.
How about that North defense, though, again? Bending a little bit, but holding serve again. And they've been impressive early, and I think if they can maintain this, Greg, we can keep this thing close.
Fanton back deep to return. This may be more fair catch territory than anything else. Rollins trying to pin him back. In fact, he'll have that nose out of the football. Fanton gets out of the way.
Nice punt.
Checks up and will die at the 9-yard line. 27-yard punt, but inside the 10, Rollins does his job. And our punters and kickers brought to us by Hagee Kicking, a family-oriented organization that's focused on teaching the art of kicking and punting of football. Our goal is to develop athletes into better kickers and punters, but more importantly, productive human beings. We cannot promise scholarships. We do promise that every athlete will train in a positive environment with coaches who care about their well-being on and off the field. Follow at Hagee Kicking on X or log on to HageeKicking.com for more information.
You know, speaking of that, you know, it's one thing to be able to punt that ball a mile, and, you know, some good punters do that, but to place that ball in as a punter takes as much or more skill just to really place the ball, and that was a prime-time kick right there.
So Riley Biddle back in for this series. Again, both teams alternating QBs. And on the handoff, Jelani Reed up to provide support, but good job to avoid the tackle was Davion Terry. Terry will have to come out because his helmet popped off.
Man, he cuts that corner, doesn't he? He gets to that edge, and he's got a burst of speed. I thought the South really kind of handled that pretty well. I thought he had a really nice cut around the edge, and the South defense recovered very nicely. He's got some serious speed as he hits that edge.
So Morrison is the tailback here. We've seen just 3 pass attempts from Northern quarterbacks so far. Middle. Catch is made across the middle for a first down. Down at about the 28-yard line. That's Rennell Lewis from Maryville that makes the grab.
Maryville, obviously, huge season this year. A lot of great players. There's one. Boy, he had time to throw. That's the key down there, you know, within that 5, Greg. You as an offensive lineman, and I thought his offensive line can give him plenty of time, and that's a really nice pitch and catch.
Lewis heading to play at Lane College down in Tennessee. So ball at the 28-yard line. Biddle rides the handoff, and that gave the defense, frankly, more time to get there. Even though he didn't make the tackle, the guy that got to the back and blew up the play was Alex Fisher from Brownsburg.
You know, sometimes as a lineman or the guys up front, you don't have to make the tackle, but if you can slow him down or interfere and give your teammates, the outside linebackers, their inside linebackers, the time to make the tackle, you still did your job, and I think that's exactly what happened on that play.
Second down and 13. I think we're getting a little clouds here to keep temperatures cool on this, well, just standardly warm July Friday evening. Biddle has room to run and realizes it. Biddle slides down right at the first down marker. We'll give him forward progress out to the 40-yard line. Picks up 15 and moves the chains for a first down.
Well, Ryan Biddle again makes a huge decision. Key here, Greg, he knew exactly where he needed to get that first down. No sense taking a solid hit, slides, but great call on his part to get that first down and a really nice run.
Biddle to play at St. Francis this coming fall, so he's staying close to home from the Kendallville area. My buddy Fred Inninger got to call his games at East Noble on WAWK. On the handoff, good solid job by the right side of the offensive line. Pick up a 4 for Davion Terry. Again, very even between these two teams, Jen.
I think it's been very competitive. It's been spirited play. And it's been exciting. It's 7-10 left in this one, and we're still at 0-0. Both these defenses, I'm telling you, have been really, really solid, not making mistakes.
On the handoff, again, good jump cut, keeps the legs moving. Outstanding footwork by Terry. There wasn't much there, Jan, and he picked up 9 yards.
Yes, well said. I think he came to play. He's showing me something here, and that's what I love about this game. Some of these guys come here, and they've got a little bit of chip on their shoulder, Greg, And he's playing in spirited football when he's running. Look at that. Making that second, third effort. You don't have to do that in an all-star game, but no, not him.
And from Hammond Morton High School. Cross 50-yard line of the 47.
I love to get to see some players that we don't normally get to see. That's always exciting to me.
Play clock is at 4. We are already midway through this second quarter. Quick hitter. Catch made.
what a
Quick
tackle.
hitter indeed. Great job by Lineberry to hang on because that was an oncoming train. A young man that we know well from Warren Central, Jelani Reed.
Yep. Mr. Warrior, we've seen him do that a few times, have we not?
And I got to tell you, I think that 6A football in the Indianapolis area, it's always good. This is as good as the top end is going to be in a long time.
I agree.
Because Warren, Center Grove, Brownsburg, Westfield, Carmel, LN all bring back a lot.
Yes, they do. And all back in the same conference for again.
Getting goosebumps thinking about our schedule on the ISC Sports Network right now. 6 weeks away.
I can't wait.
Brownsburg, LN in week number 1. 2nd and 12, and it's going to be 2nd and longer because somebody didn't move. Frankly, this has been pretty penalty-free for an all-star game. But 5 yards coming up here. Well, I'll get to be at Lawrence North for week 1. Jan gets to check out the all-new stadium in Carmel. They're game against Fishers in week number 1.
Well, there's a lot of great things about that. A, it's 5 minutes from my house.
There's that.
B, they have one of the best buffets ever. C, they got a brand new stadium, and I love Jim Inskeep, and I love going to Carmel. And listen, I like Fishers too. That ought to be a great game, Greg.
2nd down and 17, of course, Carmel and Center Grove both fully back into the mix as of this fall.
I think that's going to be a dandy game. Fishers, Carmel, I'm pumped.
Fake the handoff, looking to throw on the slant ball is tipped. Not sure who got a hand on at the line of scrimmage. That was Javion Harris, young man that we know on ISC from his days at Taylor. Couldn't make the grab. It's 3rd down and long.
You know, being the Hamilton County boy that I am, anytime I get to do a Hamilton County, it's extra special. It just is.
You get this football to the 37-yard line. Both teams have moved the ball, just haven't finished off drives just yet. Both teams have the ball 3 times tonight. Biddle again, looks to run, throws, catch made, 1st down. How about that on 3rd and 17?
Yeah. How about the pass? He literally kind of threw that at a last second. Really didn't have his feet. Take a look right here, Greg. He's scrambling, and at the last minute, he throws this kind of while he's still leaning left, running, and puts it right in the hands.
Needed 17, picked up 20. And normally on TU Uptalk offensive line. How about the guys pass blocking to give him time to complete that pass?
I think it's a great call. Listen, if I don't do it, you should. But I think they've been playing very well. We've mentioned how he's had time to throw.
Hand off to Morris, finds a seam. Morris, 1st down and more. For the 20-yard line, give him the 19, a 15-yard pickup. Biggest run of the game so far by a tailback for the North.
Well, I don't care if it's regular season or all-star. Football's so much about rhythm, and if you can keep the opponent's defense on the field in an 85-degree heat, that's not a bad thing either. The North has some rhythm going right now, Greg.
That's Harden on the tackle. Kyle, an outstanding wrestler at Cathedral. It's going to play football at UIndy. 1st and 10, 19-yard line. They get on the handoff, and this time, South was there waiting. Brody Clem played at Gibson Southern High School. What a job that Nick Hart has done down at Gibson Southern. In fact, winning a state championship of his own. Of course, his dad just put in the IFCA Hall of Fame a couple of weeks ago. Well-deserved on that front, too. 2nd down and 9. Brody going to play at Lindsey Wilson down in Kentucky.
Hart family put a few wins together, have they not?
Yeah, they got more rings than Liberace at this point.
That's a great
playing and coaching days. And that's a very dated reference. It'll be Jan and I's age.
But you know, I love Liberace. I love the piano.
You got to know your audience. Biddle will keep it. He'll get 2, maybe 3. Sets up 3rd down.
Hey, some of the best football players ever were good piano players. I'm just saying.
Well, when your fingers are pointing 10 different directions, it's easier to cover the keys there.
There you go.
So again, potential 4-down territory, potential field goal territory as well. Jan, the story to me is look at that number on the clock.
Yes. Listen, if the North could punch this in and somehow take a lead going into halftime, wouldn't that be a little inspiration for the North? They haven't won in a while.
They've not won this game since 2019. And frankly, they've not been close the last few years. This has a much different feel. Biddle looking. End zone and overthrows Lewis. Good blanket coverage applied by Sean Curry. Curry from Avon, and here comes the kicking unit on.
Well, for sure you want to go away with something here, so you're obviously going to go for the field goal and just try to get some points and take this lead with 3:06. Let's see if they can punch this in.
It is Need that will handle the kicking. Micah Rands is the holder here, and special teams in a game like this can always be a little bit troubling. He should be well within his range of 33 yards. Ethan's going to go play at Indiana Wesleyan in the fall. Snap is good. Kick has plenty of leg, and this one is good. North on the board.
Well, at least for now, the North can say they have the lead, because they do.
3-0. 3 minutes left to go before halftime. North leads it back in 30 as you're watching on ISC.
The MSD of Lawrence Township embodies educational excellence, unlocking the full potential of every student we serve. Where innovation meets tradition, our students excel in welcoming safe, state-of-the-art facilities. A traditional public school district, Lawrence Township boasts a 95% graduation rate. On the court and in the arts, our students excel. Join the Lawrence Township family, where learners thrive, surrounded by values that resonate with home. Lawrence Township, your destination for a brighter future.
Endeavor Communications wants to say congrats to both Brady Trebley and Marcus Hobson of the 3A state champs in Cascade for playing in tonight's IFCA North-South All-Star Classic. Endeavor Communications doesn't just provide internet service. Their blazing fast, high-speed fiber internet is a game changer. Don't settle for less. Switch to Endeavor for the winning play and connectivity. Visit weendeavor.com or call 800-922-6677. Endeavor Internet, your fiber connection, your victory. And Jan, I want to thank Kathy and all the wonderful folks at Endeavor. They have been as long-term of a partner as we have had on the ISC Sports Network. When we get to see the North Putts and South Putts and Cascades of the world, because of the great folks at Endeavor Communications in Cloverdale. Thank you, Endeavor.
Yeah, I hear it a lot. I work over there a lot for ISC, and you hear a lot about, man, we're glad you guys are covered on Endeavor. Get to see a lot of that area's football, especially this past year with Cascade winning it all, and Danville, and just some really great school football.
And that young man is, well, the all-time rushing record holder in the state of Indiana.
Yep.
Miles McLaughlin from Knox, and he's playing for the Murray State Racers. And good on that young man. Drove all the way up from Murray, Kentucky to be here tonight to get recognized as Indiana's Mr. Football.
You know, and those types of things like that, Greg, say a lot about the individual. They just do.
He's enjoying seeing his North mates with an early 3-0 lead.
And I'm sure there's a piece of him that wish he could be playing, but that's just the way it is.
I'm not going to lie, Jan, as he was getting the small school offers, I'm like, we might just see him in this game. He's going to play at Murray State, which now plays in the Missouri Valley Football Conference, same league as Indiana State.
He ran for a few yards, did he not?
He ran for a couple of miles, I think. Back to return this. It's A.J. Jobe inside of the 5. And Jobe will be tripped up at about the 24-yard line.
Well, let's see how aggressive the South plays here. Plenty of time on the clock, Greg, to go 80 yards to see if they can get this lead back. And let's see what this North defense can do if they can hold and take a lead into halftime.
Now, this is scheduled to be Trebley's series as they kind of alternate QBs. And that will be the case. Trebley yet to complete a pass. His series is more of a ground-oriented series. Throwing the deep ball, looking for Pennebaker. And Pennebaker with the grab, still going at the 30-yard line. And if you thought that my Liberace reference was old, That was Drew Pearson versus the Vikings in terms of how to go up and get that ball. Probably a nudge in the back, got away with it, but it's a first down.
Listen, the ball, you know, he led with the ball. He knew he had a lengthy type player who could maybe just make a play on the ball, and that's smart football. When he threw that thing, they were awful close, the receiver and the defender, but he threw it up and hoping that his player could make a play on a really well-thrown ball, and he did.
My stats are always unofficial. I've got that as now 3 catches for 80 yards for Kendrick. Looking for the end zone.
Wide open.
Got him, touchdown.
Boy, they took very little time to score on this one. Grady Tremblay again showing the strength of that arm, Greg. Seen him wide open, the ball perfectly placed.
So that is Sean Curry. Curry switched numbers during the course of the week. Curry from Avon, going to play at Illinois College in the Division III level, and Curry makes the grab. So the two Hendricks County participants combine. And the Norse lead was short-lived. And the South, with the extra point try, is up and no good, pulled left. So it is South 6 and North 3. We'll take this 30-second timeout. More football when we come back to Decatur Central on the ISC Sports Network.
Football fans, this one's for you. Sunday, July 26th is Fan Appreciation Night at the Fishers Freight Game. We're kicking it off early with our Fan Fest tailgate with games, music, and all the fun you can handle before kickoff. And help us make a difference when you join us for our Pack the Backpack drive. Bring school supplies and support local students in need as they head back to class. Fan Fest, family, football, and giving back. It all happens July 26th at the Fishers Event Center. Get your tickets now at fishersfreightfootball.com.
Tonight's game presented in part by Coca-Cola of Kokomo. I want to congratulate Javion Harris of Taylor, representing the Titans in tonight's IFCA North-South All-Star Classic. Coca-Cola of Kokomo is proud to keep Javion's classmates and teammates hydrated, both in the classroom and on the field. Find out more at cckokomo.com.
Well, I know Taylor's got to be super excited to get a quarterback. Listen, I played in that same league, played at Taylor many a time. And listen, a quarterback that can run that hard to his left and throw it on the run and have that much arm strength to just put it perfectly, he's going to be, I think he can be special at Taylor. I really do.
Taylor opens the season at home with MSFA rival St. X. Again, now 5 Indiana schools now playing NAI football, with St. Mary of the Woods making the jump from sprint football to the full-fledged small college variety. Tip of the cap to my buddy Kevin Lanke, the AD out at St. Mary of the Woods. Love that decision for Kevin and company. Kick is away. Harris from inside of the 15-yard line. And Harris just trying to find room to run. Eventually gets knocked forward at about the 26-yard line. Jackson Revel from Providence High School handled the kickoff duties there. The North has 2 timeouts remaining. They get the football now at their own 26-yard line. It's really been a pass-heavy offense for the South. Pretty good balance for the North so far.
Yeah, I think, and we highlighted all 4 of the quarterbacks who have played or will play, and I think all of them have played incredibly well. But the South kind of has taken the wind out of the North for at least a few seconds, but listen, 2-10's plenty of time if they can find the end zone again to get this lead back.
North may have had an extra player on the field. They rectified that. Middle looking for the deep ball. In stride has him. First down and more past the 30-yard line down to the 28. That is good for a gain of 46 yards. That is Channing Glick from Harrison.
Well, I'm going to say it again, and we said it at the start of this. Listen, we've got 4 quarterbacks who can throw dimes, and we've got receivers who play at a high level and are great targets. Both these offensive Gregs have been aggressive throwing the ball.
Glick, 700 yards receiving, 7 touchdowns, and just shy of 60 catches on the year. Glick has made a very wise decision to attend the University of Indianapolis.
Boy,
Coming up
just
in the
a
fall.
genius. I know some good people who went there. I'm just saying.
Monumental matchup, kids, comes up on August 27th when they play host to the Marion Knights. Handoff. Good seam, good coverage. Tackle is made after gain about 5 yards on the play.
He gets the energy award in the first half. He had every run. He is disappointed if he doesn't break it.
Jamison Crawford on the tackle after a gain of 4. And again, Crawford played at Knightstown. One of those players that, as of now, this is his last football game. Not planning to go to college. See, the clock is under a minute. Again, the North has 2 timeouts remaining. They're within field goal range. They're thinking about the painted turf here.
Yes, they are. Let's see if they can find it.
Biddle lines it up, and closest player to it was a safety.
Wow,
Lewis had kind of broken off his route.
Sorry, Greg. He had a guy wide open in the flats. I don't think he's seen him. Who was that over there? That was Glick over there, and he was wide open at about the 18-yard line and did not see him.
J.J. Lowry was the man in coverage for the South. J.J. played at Memorial High School. You're going to talk to one of the voices of the Tigers coming up at halftime.
I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I go do something else. Third down. Mike Scavara will be standing in for me and he can tell some stories now.
I'm ready.
On the handoff. Gain of 1 or 2. Pop there by Ricky White Jr. from North High School. Going to go play for Mike Leonard at Franklin College. Timeout is called. Let's see if that is by the North or the South. Rick Frank will tell us. South takes the timeouts. Both teams have 2 remaining. We'll thank our friends at the Ed Martin Automotive Group. When it comes to your next car, Ed Martin is the only name you need to know. Ed Martin will congratulate Razia Fishers, Kendrick Pennebaker of HSC, and Elijah Woodfork of Lawrence Central for representing their schools in tonight's IFCA North-South All-Star Game. Find out more at edmartin.com. There's Chuck Sorrell. So head coach Chuck Sorrell, who, speaking of Franklin College, played at Franklin College, head coach of South Putnam. He's kind of walking on the edge of that huddle. Saw him with the South Putnam Eagle blue on his hat. Chuck, one of the good guys in this business. So happy for him. You know, for many years, Jan, kind of Lutheran was their stumbling block in 1A. Then it was Providence. And finally this year, there was no stumbling block. It was South Putnam. Kicker is on here. Already, we have seen a 33-yarder made by Ethan Need. This will be a little bit longer. This will be from 39. Micah Rands is the holder. Derek Gomez from Concord is the snapper.
Let's see if we can get this one in.
South has 2 timeouts to work with. Kick has the distance, and it is good. And that is with pressure coming at him. Harden had made it around the block. He may have put it through 44's hands. Good regardless. We're tied at 6.
He's got great rhythm for a kicker. He's got plenty of leg. Beautiful technique and just absolutely nails it through the uprights. Tied up again. I like it.
So 31.7 seconds left to go.
It's been a good first half.
I think it's been a very well played game.
I do too.
Considering, again, you get 4 or 5 days of practice. And yes, most of these guys are going to go on and play college football, but still, you know, at the D2, D3 NAI level, your camp report date is about August 1st. So yeah, you're in shape, but it's a different feel.
Little different.
And some of these guys will go to programs where they can contribute immediately.
I think so too.
And this serves as a pretty good warm-up for them.
I am very impressed. I suppose we say this every year with the talent, but boy, out here today, they making plays and just really, really some very good talent on this field early.
Ball bobbled. Job recovers inside of the 5. And A.J. Job, part of such a talented group at Brownsburg, takes it out to the 18-yard line. Job will play at DePaul. Brett Dietz continues to win on the field and in recruiting with that DePaul program. They last year beat Wisconsin Whitewater in the Division III playoffs before falling to Wheaton. They have made the round of 16 in the D3 playoffs each of the last couple of years. Of course, they are the holders of now 4 consecutive Monon Bell victories as well, which is rather important in Greencastle and Crawfordsville. It's Craig. Quick hitter and too quick for Hobson.
Throw it behind him.
Hobson. 13 touchdowns for the Cadets on their way to the 3A state championship. Cascade fans will first see your team August 28th when they play host to Danville on the ISC Sports Network, presented by Endeavor Communications. Hello, Scott Stevens, everybody involved. We love the folks out in Southwest Hendricks County.
Have you been to Danville since they redone everything?
Not yet.
It is gorgeous.
Yeah.
I have been there. It is gorgeous.
We'll be there a couple of times this year as well. First time I think we visit Danville is being on September the 11th when they play host to Terre Haute South. That throw just a little too far. Carson Stringer from nearby Perry Meridian was the target. And it's third down with 16 and a half seconds left to go. And you almost wondered, do you run the ball here and say, okay, boys, let's get to half.
Yeah, what you don't want to do is make a massive mistake here to end this half. I would probably just call it a day. Listen, you're tied. You're right in this thing. Come out and start half number 2.
North does have the football to start the second half. And it is an all-star game. You're a little more willing to take a chance in an all-star game. Screen pass. Catch made by Curry. Curry, I think, has the first. I think did just enough. Yep. Give him forward progress to 29. That'll move the chains for a gain of 11 yards. And that gives Craig over 100 yards passing in the first half.
Yeah, he's been impressive. He's really had a nice rhythm, really has not made very few bad throws at all. He's that quarterback that really gives his receivers always a chance to get the ball.
You probably got time here for 2 snaps is about what you're looking at. Four-man rush. Craig avoids it. Slings it, finds Curry. Curry picks up positive yardage, and the whistle will stop the clock just in time, but you got to burn a timeout for a Hail Mary, and they'll do that. So, 15-yard pickup, first down, 1 more snap left to go.
Craig go to Georgetown, Kentucky, right?
Correct.
Yep, my younger brother went there for 1 year, been there.
Of course, Kevin Donnelly was there.
He was there when my brother played, yeah.
Before then, his wonderful tenure at St. Francis in Fort Wayne.
My ex-coach out of Anderson. He was the head coach of the Anderson Ravens my junior year. And that's a long time ago, Greg.
I wasn't going to name names or name the year for you.
Kevin, a wonderful guy, good guy, great recruiter. And when he left, he had a stint somewhere in Pennsylvania and then came back and has been at St. Francis, was at St. Francis forever and ever and ever, and had done some wonderful. I had a nephew who played for him at St. Francis.
Who's now the head coach at Greenwood.
Yeah, just seen him the other day in a scrimmage. They're looking forward to it. Going to be in a new conference. So the Woodman, he's really excited about what they're going to do.
That's a look towards our south and east. You're looking somewhere towards Perry Township on that shot. We're just, as they would say, about at 8 o'clock on the 465 dial. Barring a penalty, the final snap of the opening half of a very well played and very competitive North-South All-Star Classic. Craig finds his man out in the flat. Catch made. And that will be that. A gain of 9 on the play. That's Davis with the grab, and that is the end of the first half. Let's see how my fitness is, shall we? 6-6 is the score at halftime. North and South are tied. Stay tuned. Halftime coverage comes your way next as you're watching on the ISC Sports Network.
Again?
Tortured by technology? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with Speed Geeks. Our Speed Geeks are expert technicians ready to rescue you from technology troubles. Our experts are here to get and keep your Wi-Fi running properly. We'll even make sure all of your devices stay connected. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
There are many ways to judge the quality of a college or university. At Wabash, we are proud of being nationally ranked in so many measures of quality. The engagement of our students with their faculty, the exceptional classroom experience, the unbeatable internship program and alumni network. It's easy to see how we earn our reputation as one of the best colleges in the country. We are proud of our rankings, but come see for yourself. Schedule a visit today at wabash.edu.
Back here at Decatur Central High School for the 60th annual Broad Shrine North-South All-Star Football Classic. Our score at halftime is the South 6, the North 6, and in the great presence here of Mike Savara. We have seen each other many of times, never really got to sit down and talk to you. This is going to be a treat for me. What's your impression of the first half? The North kind of hanging in there for the first time, right?
Defensive play for both sides. For a while there, I thought it was going to be the lowest scoring game. 1974, the South won in overtime, 4-3. But 6-6, and of course Ethan Mead ties 6 other guys for 2 field goals. But good defensive play, and now it's go into the halftime locker room and figure out whose defense can play a little bit better and whose offense can play a little bit better.
Well, I'm going to interrupt just real quick as we look at the screen here. I wanted to mention my guy, Greg Rakestraw, down there getting an award, the Rex Kurtz Bloomington Herald Times Award this year, to add to the many awards that he gets. And he deserves every one of them. I've been working with Greg for over 25 years, off and on, and you can't find a nicer, more knowledgeable guy than Greg Rakestraw, right?
You're correct, and he's nice and knowledgeable in just about every sport.
Yes, he
in fact,
is.
I think every sport
yes, he
in
is.
the state of Indiana, not only at the high school, but the collegiate and the professional level.
Congratulations to Mr. Rakestraw on a well-deserved award. Well, let's talk a little bit about what you do, the Tiger Sports Network. Tell us a little bit about, I know you do a lot of things, I know with the IHSAA, but just kind of give us an overview here, Mike, of what all you do.
Well, it's been the best avocation for 53 years that I've had. They started a radio station in Lowell, Indiana in 1972, and they asked me to help broadcast, and that got the radio bug, and I was fortunate to coach and teach football and baseball there. And it just kind of blossomed, and I got to meet all kinds of people. Ended up with the Indiana High School Athletic Association, and they've worked a lot of state finals. In fact, 42 of the last IHSA state finals. Every time they played games indoors, I've been there.
What do you do for the IHSAA specifically?
I'm kind of a media coordinator.
Okay.
I help the sports information director, currently Jason Willie, and whatever needs to be done, make sure the coaches get on the IHSA network, radio and television, and coordinate all the media inside the press boxes and so forth, and also help a lot of the state finals for basketball for both boys and girls. And again, this is the 5th year for the Tiger Sports Network. That's the Indiana, or in Indiana, it's Evansville Memorial. They're at their program. I do the broadcasting along with Jevin Redmond and Josh Woody, along with Tucker Smith, and do some of their marketing. So football has been very good to me. I've met both of my wives. I played it in high school. I was a football manager for John Pont and Nick Morosis, and now I've had a chance to broadcast it. It's been a great thrill, just like broadcasting for you.
Yeah, listen, you and I know who John Pont is, the head football coach of Indiana University when they went to their first Rose Bowl. Some of the players back there. Of course, they have a pretty good little coach right now, don't they? I'm a big Hoosier guy, so if we get started on that, but before we run out of time here, I want to talk about a friend. I know this guy not near as well as you, Ted Huber, I remember when he coached, I believe, at Hamilton Heights, passed away. Let's talk a little bit about him.
Ted is one of what I call one of the 12 apostles. They started the state tournament in 1973 with just 12 teams. He was at Hamilton Heights, one of the 12. He was also coached at Norwell as a head coach, Bloomington South, and Warsaw as well. But very active in Indiana Football Coach Association, held just about every position, wrote their history. He was an assistant football coach for Lee Corso at Indiana and Northern Illinois. Also his modern day, or his alma mater is Ball State, where he coached as well. He's in 3 different Hall of Fames, and I had the privilege of starting the Southern Indiana chapter of the National Football Foundation with Ted in 2013. He's one of those guys that forgot more football than most people know.
All right, thank you so much for joining us. The late, great Ted Huber. I knew him a little bit when he was at Hamilton Heights. Mike, it's good to see you.
Right.
Thanks for all you do. Thanks for joining us.
Appreciate the opportunity.
All right, we're going to step away at 6-6 here at the All-Star Classic. Greg Rickstraw will join us, but first this time out.
Football fans, this one's for you. Sunday, July 26th is Fan Appreciation Night at the Fishers Freight Game. We're kicking it off early with our Fan Fest tailgate, with games, music, and all the fun you can handle before kickoff. And help us make a difference when you join us for our Pack to Backpack drive. Bring school supplies and support local students in need as they head back to class. Fan Fest, family, football, and giving back. It all happens July 26th at the Fishers Event Center. Get your tickets now at fishersfreightfootball.com.
What's in a name? What's in a name? Ed Martin Automotive Group, the only name you need to know.
Welcome back to Decatur Central High School. Greg Rakestraw, Jan Bozier with you on the ISC Sports Network. Halftime of the North-South All-Star Classic. We are tied at 6. Tonight's game presented in part by Andrew Prince Realty. Andrew Prince is here to help at PrinceRealtyIndy.com. By the Fishers Freight. Catch the regular season finale Sunday, July 26th. Get your tickets at FishersFreightFootball.com. By Lawrence Township Schools. Learn more about Lawrence excellence at LTschools.org. By M&M Body Shop, family owned since 1983 on Main Street in Brownsburg. And by PSC Fiber, fast, reliable, local. That's the PSC Fiber difference. How was Mr. Scavara this evening?
Man, we could have talked for days. Are you kidding me?
Well, there was the overlapping circles of convenience because Mike is sitting over there, and I'm like, if I'm down there for 5 minutes, I got no problem with you and Mike filling 5 minutes of time.
Listen, we started talking John Pond, and then it was on.
Let's talk about this first half, Jan. Your thoughts on what we saw as you and I kept raving about how competitive it was. And a good buddy of mine with the Mirage Shriners, he goes, you know what? He goes, it's impressive. I mean, this is an all-star game. You wouldn't know it. They're getting after it down there.
And Mike said the same thing, and both of us agree. Really, it's been the quality of defensive play that's kind of made the game, while the offenses both at times on both sides have made some plays in the passing game. These defenses are not going to let this thing get too wide open.
The stats aren't as maybe competitive as the scoreboard is, and frankly, it's a scoreboard that matters. By my total, I've got 190 yards combined passing, primarily from Devin Craig. I've got him 8 of 15, Jan, 123 yards. But it's Brady Trebley that is 2 for 2 for 77 yards and has the touchdown pass to Sean Curry.
Well, that's not surprising to me. I've said a whole lot about this young man, and he's that guy. I think all the quarterbacks on both sides, quite honestly, have played pretty impressive football. You wouldn't know that they have been off for a little while. As common collectives, they've been in the pocket.
Pennebaker, 3 catches, 80 yards, 3 catches, 56 yards, and that touchdown for Curry. Again, on the north side of the ledger, the offensive star has been Riley Biddle from East Noble. Unofficially, Jan, 5 of 7 for 91 yards pass, including a 46-yard pitch and catch to Channing Glick.
You know, an interesting stat to me is time of possession, north 15, the south 8 minutes. So they've done a pretty good job of getting the ball and to have some drives.
By the way, thank you so much to Terry Downham, Chris Lowry, the rest of his great group from Kokomo High School. Folks in Howard County, I hope you realize how lucky you are. You have college-level and professional-level stat guys that do your games every week. And Terry and their group have done the IFCA game for many years, as has the former AD at Lafayette, Jeff, and the former sports information director at Ball State University, Joe Hernandez, has volunteered to be the media relations and guy that runs the press box every year. Great to hang out with Joe here at Decatur Central High School. We will take this quick timeout. When we come back, first half highlights and a highlight of our Friday nights, well, for a good chunk of the year on ISC. Wabash College halftime trivia. That comes your way next. We come back to DeVere Fair Stadium. We're tied at 6 in the North-South All-Star Classic, and you're watching on ISC.
Gridiron Foundation is all about development. When they first start learning about football, all the way to high school, giving them opportunities with their hard work and the ecosystem we've built.
We take them out of their neighborhoods and put them in front of Division I coaches and give them a purpose and a chance to be successful after high school.
The type of growth that I've seen in our athletes and Gridiron Foundation has been more off the field than on the field. That was the original purpose, to make well-rounded young men in life and community.
1, 2, 3, Football fans, this one's for you. Sunday, July 26th is Fan Appreciation Night at the Fishers Freight Game. We're kicking it off early with our Fan Fest tailgate, with games, music, and all the fun you can handle before kickoff. And help us make a difference when you join us for our Pack the Backpack Drive. Bring school supplies and support local students in need as they head back to class. Fan Fest, family, football, and giving back. It all happens July 26th at the Fishers Event Center. Get your tickets now at fishersfreightfootball.com.
So as highlights roll by, again, one long touchdown pass, the scoring that we have seen so far from the South. 2 field goals to cap off solid drives from the North. Greg Rakestraw, Jan Bozier with you. Jan, again, let's face it, this regular season game, we're kind of locked in on, hey, Keys, hey, here's what you got to do different in the second half. This is an all-star game. So if you're either coach, North or South, what's kind of your message to your guys at halftime?
Well, I think the good news is they don't have to talk about a lot of mistakes, because I thought both teams played pretty mistake-free. Just one interception, kind of almost a mini punt, if you will. So that wasn't overly a huge deal. And taking care of the ball, very few offside, any types of penalties like that. So they didn't waste a lot of time having to talk about that. Kind of talk about, hey, guys, what have you seen? And that's what they'll do in an all-star game. What do you think we can do? What will work? And they'll put that away in their banks and try to use that here in the second half.
Again, one advantage the North certainly has in this game has been in terms of running the football. Frankly, the South has not really thought about running the football that much. They have had a grand total of 7 rushing attempts in the game. On the flip side, 15 official carries for the North. And while it's not been anything massive in terms of numbers being gaudy, 72 yards rushing on those attempts. It's been successful, and frankly, it's kept the South offense off the field.
Yeah, and you mentioned earlier, and I think it bears mentioning again, I think the offensive lines have played very respectable, to give you some room to run, but also how about the time to be able to pass the ball as effectively, really, as both clubs have been able to do it.
Again, we could say this about the game, that yes, this is an off-season game, but it's being played like it's in mid-season form. Let's see if this is the same for you in terms of Wabash College trivia. Although tonight it is Wabash Current Events trivia.
Okay.
Jan, how many players playing in tonight's game are going to be attending classes at Wabash College in the fall?
Okay.
What's your guess? Give me a number.
Oh, I don't get this. Not multiple choice. I have to
okay, I'm going to give you multiple choice. Okay.
No,
I got you.
Okay.
I got you. 3, 5, 7, or 9.
I'm going to go with 5.
Well, you would have been right if you had not included the other 2 guys from the other side.
Okay.
7 is the total. So those that are going to Wabash College in the fall, Alex Fisher of Brownsburg, Carter Hayden of Edgewood, Arsen Mpanda of Lebanon, Jordan Palmer of Whiteland, the punter, and Charlie Rollins from Martinsville. Matt Kafka from Lake Central is heading to play at Wabash in the fall, as is Derek Gomez of Concord. Those young men took a visit to Wabash. Likely so, they're going to go there for the next 4 years. You can schedule your visit anytime at wabash.edu.
I'm still in mid-season form. I'm usually 1 or 2 off, so I haven't missed a beat.
We'll take this quick timeout when we come back. Third quarter action from Decatur Central comes your way in a matter of moments as you're watching the North-South All-Star Classic right here on ISC.
The MSD of Lawrence Township embodies educational excellence, unlocking the full potential of every student we serve. Where innovation meets tradition, our students excel in welcoming safe, state-of-the-art facilities. A traditional public school district, Lawrence Township boasts a 95% graduation rate, On the court and in the arts, our students excel. Join the Lawrence Township family, where learners thrive, surrounded by values that resonate with home. Lawrence Township, your destination for a brighter future.
Football fans, this one's for you. Sunday, July 26th is Fan Appreciation Night at the Fishers Freight game. We're kicking it off early with our Fan Fest tailgate, with games, music, and all the fun you can handle before kickoff. And help us make a difference when you join us for our Pack the Backpack drive. Bring school supplies and support local students in need as they head back to class. Fan Fest, family, football, and giving back. It all happens July 26th at the Fishers Event Center. Get your tickets now at fishersfreightfootball.com.
Tonight's game on the IFCA Sports Network, presented in part by the following fantastic sponsors. Thanks to our friends Coca-Cola of Kokomo, North Central Indiana's Coca-Cola bottler for over 100 years. By Endeavor Communications, internet speeds up to a gig. Learn more at weendeavor.com. By the Gridiron Foundation, growth, development, purpose. Find out more at gridiron.org. By the Ed Martin Automotive Group, the only name you need to know. By Hagee Kicking, find out more at hageekicking.com. By Wabash College, schedule your visit today at wabash.edu. And by Warner Financial, from investments and planning for retirement to partnerships and tax strategy, Warner Financial does it all. So Jan, since I was on the field and not up here, did you happen to catch the ceremony?
We did
on camera.
And Mike and I both commentated on you and the whole ceremony, and I think I even got the award right. So I think there's 100%. You can go back and watch it. You're going to be proud of what me and Mike said.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. And first of all, thank you to the IFCA for bestowing upon me the Rex Kurtz Media Award. For those who don't know Rex spent over 40 years at the Bloomington Herald Telephone, eventually Bloomington Herald Times. And Rex was a champion of Indiana high school football before it was cool. Rex's days in the Bloomington newspaper predated, when he first started, us having a football state tournament, which did not start until 1973.
Yes.
And Rex and I are fortunate enough to be around Rex at the Indiana Sports Writers and Sportscast Association board. In fact, I'll see Rex coming up on Thursday. So if I can win an award named after Rex, I am truly honored. So thanks to the great folks at the IFCA for said award, and I'm thrilled to be a recipient of it.
And the most important and impressive thing, the quickness of you up those steps was, and I didn't want to commentate on it, but man, that was impressive, Greg. I got to get back in shape because you make me look bad.
Dancing bear. I was able to make, the tennis on Wednesday and the golf on Thursday helped out for the trek up the steps on Friday. Jan, what do you think we'll see here early in quarter number 3?
Well, I think both personnel, both teams, if you will, are playing with a lot of confidence. It's now about we said it early, players making plays. Who's going to make the plays now to take this thing home? Any lead now will be big because scoring has kind of been hard to come by. So if you can get a score or maybe two, you've got a huge leg up.
Want to thank our ISC Sports Network crew. Thanks to Vince Morales, Kyle Donlin, David Kahn. Thanks to Charlie Hammock, Alex Laverne, and Matthew Stein, making sure our signal gets to you on this Friday night. And it's kind of alternated over the years, whether we're 5 weeks out or 6 weeks out from the start of the season. I can tell you we are 6 weeks out. August 21st, the 2026 season starts on the ISC Sports Network. We'll have cameras at Rebuff, Carmel, Lawrence North, and South Putnam.
That's impressive.
It's not bad.
That's awesome.
There's some state championships of that group.
It's really been fun to watch ISC grow through the years, and now to be able to produce 4 games on the same night, that's amazing.
Kickoff return with a seam and able to keep his balance. Turf Monster just finally got him. That's Darian Morris that takes it out to about the 38-yard line.
Well, we've been talking about Darian Morris all afternoon. And again, we talk about players making plays. What about the desire in the All-Star game, Greg, not to go down?
It was Harden that just enough to spin him down. Eventually, Brody Ashelman from Zionsville was over to make the play. But momentum remains on the north side. They'll have the football now at the 38-yard line. And handoff. Goes to Morris right after that kickoff return, or is that Terry? That's Terry, excuse me. So Terry on the carry. He'll pick up 2. Tackle made by A.J. Coates.
I think I've seen him
Second down and 8. Unofficially, Terry, the leading ground gainer for the North at 7 carries and 24 yards. Coach that made the tackle from Wrights High School. He too will play at DePaul University in the fall. Quarterback will keep. This is the fighting 59er in Ellis. He'll step out of bounds just shy of the 50-yard line. Only saw him for 1 series in the first half. As he'll pick up 7, maybe 8, and it sets up third down and short.
Yeah, I'm looking at his stats. He threw for 9 touchdowns, but more importantly, he ran for 7 this year for the 59ers. So he's a hard-nosed young man.
And interesting to see at Marion whether he maybe switched to running back or wide receiver as he plays for Marion University.
Well, he's an athlete.
Yep.
They can, and that happens in college. What you do in high school may or may not be what you do in college. They're going to fit you in, and as a player, you want to play, so you're going to do what they ask you to do.
Handoff goes to Terry. That will be for a first down. He picks up a couple of yards. Marion made the national quarterfinals at the NAI level a season ago. And as per usual, they are well represented in terms of players in this game headed to play for them.
Well, you'd love it if you were the North right here to move the chains and just put a drive together, eat some clock, and put one in. That would kind of be a perfect scenario here if you're the North right now.
They had, a 6 or 7 minute drive in the second quarter?
They did.
To the North.
That's why they had 2-to-1 time advantage.
Ball at the 49-yard line. Again, quarterback will keep. Coates helps ride him down to about the 48-yard line. Call it a gain of 3. Ellis now 6 carries for 26 yards. And Coates on the carry. And Jan, have you had the chance to get to the Wrights Bowl and do a game yet in your career?
The Wrights
Bowl in Evansville.
I have not.
Okay, we have to rectify that at some point.
There's a lot of things you have to rectify. That's just one of them.
Yep. Put that towards the top of the list. We'll make that happen.
You're going to get me to Lafayette Jeff, which I've never been to.
We'll work on Schumann Stadium.
Basketball many a times, football never.
Second and 8. Handoff goes to Morris, and Morris bounces his way. First outside, then back inside the left tackle.
You're able for me to check off a lot of boxes. You got me to the Hatchet House. So my list is pretty good, but there's still room to grow.
Now we go to Hatchet Hollow.
We do go to Hatchet Hollow, yeah.
Hello, Joe Morris. Third down and 3.
He may be here.
Knowing Joe, he probably is.
He probably is.
Potential 4-down territory here. Everybody looks at the wristbands for the play from the sideline. And Andy Thomas, the head coach, will get you assistance in a matter of moments. Fake the jet sweep on the counter. Going to be just shy of the first down. Going to be just short. That's Morris. Needed 3 and got 2. 4th and a yard, and here comes the jumbo formation on extra offensive linemen coming in here for the North.
This might be the extra jumbo package. The bigs are coming in. I like it.
Yeah, this is the big and tall sword that just checked in.
Yes, it is. And listen, our bigs against your bigs, we need 1 yard. I love this.
7 offensive linemen in for this play. Quarterback on the rugby scrum. Has it. Yep. Needed across the 41 and they'll move the chains. 2-yard pickup. First down for the North.
Let me tell you something. Playing that defensive line in college, that is tough to stop. You get some bigs on the offensive side. You get some big running backs pushing them. To stop a team at 1 yard is really, really tough to do defensively.
Kairos Carr, Brendan Coons amongst the linemen that rotated in to be extra pieces there for the North. Pressure applied, and Ellis goes down.
Well,
Take your pick.
Yeah, the red was swarming that time, Greg. You had at least 3 to 4 defensive players. Catch them right now. Here's 1, here's 2, there's 3. You had 4 red defensive guys behind the line of scrimmage.
First official sack of the game, and a young man that we saw a fair amount the last couple of years, both at ISC and on state finals. Alex Arambolis from Westfield. He's going to play at Grand Valley, and I think Alex has a chance to play beyond that level if he so chooses. Grand Valley, a wonderful Division II program. They've churned out some pros. Alex might be that good eventually. Quarterback will keep, finds a seam, gets the sack yardage back, gets wrestled down after a gain of 13, and from 2nd and 18 sets up 3rd down and 5.
Greg, that was my play that I wanted. I thought the North would use earlier. That quarterback keeper when they needed a few and they elected to throw, turn it into interception. But see, I love that out of him. He ran that a lot for the 59ers. He can get you average just shy of 7, and there again almost got 7. That's what he does.
Third down and 5. And 4 minutes been taken off the clock here on the opening drive of the half. Great job to keep the legs churning at the first down marker. Give it to him. And again, we've said this multiple times, Morris did a great job on plays where there's nothing there of finding a way to make something happen.
Yeah, I've mentioned it multiple times now. His energy's at a different level. And when you play with energy in football, you become a different level player. You see him refusing to go down, never stop. He's got a high-end motor. I love players with those high-end motors. I really do. Fun to watch.
They play at the NAI level. William Penn in Iowa. North shortening the game. They've now had lengthy drives in both the 2nd and 3rd quarters. On the handoff, it's Morris, and this time Morris gets a couple, maybe 3. Tackle made by Slade Fell. Second time we have called his name tonight. And it sets up 2nd down and 7. Slade going to play for the Pomeroys of St. Mary of the Woods. And they're in the River States Conference for all other sports. They'll be in the MSFA for football. Play clock at 15. So almost all on the ground, not just this series, but really the entire game for the North. Quarterback keeps. Quarterback has room to run. Zigging and zagging and knocked forward. First down, gain of 9 yards.
I've seen it so many times, and what I mentioned earlier about him, Greg, you've seen it right there, is his ball movement in fakes. He has this really unique ability to freeze people. Watch right here. See, he froze linebackers, and that's just enough to give him running room, and he runs as well as anybody.
Hayes and Harden don't miss tackles very often. We see a lot of those guys. Center Grove and Cathedral.
I've seen this young man through the last couple of years, and he has been so impressive.
In the red zone, tap pass for Lineberry. Lineberry blockers in front, but nowhere to go. Waiting on him out in the flat. That is Wyatt Marsh that makes the play. Wyatt from Milan High School.
That's a good tackle by Marsh.
Marsh electing to not go to college after his high school days. So again, as of now, this is his last high school football game.
Milan's had some good football the last few years. Kept my eye on them. Their program has really starting to come along in the football arena.
A frequent team that plays deep into the 1A playoffs.
Yes, it is.
On the handoff, Harden is waiting and using an old, that's his old little wrestling move right there. Grab the knee and get the takedown. It is a gain of 2, but it's 3rd down.
Well, I like what the red defense is doing here in the South. Gang tackling and really getting off the ball here. They've picked up their pressure, and it's starting to bother the North a little bit right here because of the pressure they're bringing. 3rd and long, Greg.
So 3rd down and 8. North has made a couple of field goals already. This drive over 7 minutes long.
Boy, at a minimum, if you could put 3 and get the lead, you're still feeling good if you're the North.
North trying to win this game for the first time in 7 years. Quarterback will keep. Finds a pocket of space to the outside. Won't get the first down. Reed in on the tackle.
But still, Greg, what, 5-6 yards?
Yeah, gain of 6.
Didn't look like there was a lot there. He's on top of just being an athlete. He reads so well. Finds his seams and takes it. And now you're talking 4th and 4, Greg. You got to go to the 3 here.
A long drive trying to cap it off with points.
You're still happy, man. If you can find, and this guy's been automatic, or do we have a new kicker?
Nope.
Same one? Okay. Listen, he has been solid all game. It's hard to tell, Greg, with all the different emblems on the helmet.
Ethan Neat is made from 33 and 39. This would be from 28. Rands, good job to get the snap down. Kick is up, and this one is good.
You're North, you're still awful happy.
We'll take this quick 30-second timeout. North 9, South 6, midway through the third quarter, as you're watching on the ISC Sports Network.
Gridiron Foundation is all about development. When they first start learning about football, all the way to high school, giving them opportunities with their hard work and the ecosystem we've built.
We take them out of their neighborhoods and put them in front of Division I coaches and give them a purpose and a chance to be successful after high school.
The type of growth that I've seen in our athletes and Gridiron Foundation has been more off the field than on the field. That was the original purpose, to make well-rounded young men in life and community.
1, 2, 3, So a 16-play drive to start the half by the North. Ethan Need with the made field goal. He now sets a new All-Star game record for most made kicks in a game. Previously, Kevin Jennings of Chittard in 1995 and Jake Lazar of Western in 2009 both hit 2 field goals in a game. So congratulations to the former Twin Lakes Indian, who's given the North a 9-6 advantage.
How about eating some clock in the process? 4:41 left in this third quarter of play, and they put together a drive, and it was really huge for them to finish it off with some points. So I think overall you got to be really excited about that last drive.
Davis and Joe back to return for the South. He again will handle the kickoff duties here. Returnable, and Joe will field at the 8-yard line. And Joe into the pile and taken down at the 31. Get all of our kickers and punters tonight. Flag on the play. All of our kickers and punters presented by our friends at Hagee Kicking, a family-oriented organization that is focused on the teaching the art of kicking and punting of football. Our goal is to develop athletes into better kickers and punters, but more importantly, productive human beings. We cannot promise scholarships. We do promise that every athlete will train in a positive environment with coaches who care about their well-being on and off the field. Follow at Hagee Kicking on X or log on to HageeKicking.com for more information. Block below the waist. This will back the South inside of the 20-yard line. And this will be Trebley's series to play. Craig got the last one. Trebley, 2 completed passes, but back-to-back for 77 yards. And the lone points of the game for the South. Frankly, Craig has moved the ball every drive. They just haven't finished those drives.
He has. Both, again, all the quarterbacks I think have been solid. It's kind of hard to stay with one when everybody has played so consistent and well.
Palmer turns that hand off into the county tractor pull. Just takes defenders with him. Picks up 5 yards, and it's going to be 2nd down and 5. Line to gain is the 26-yard line here for the South. And they have won these games handily as of late. Not the case tonight. Handoff again goes to Palmer. Palmer finds a seam. Palmer has the first down, and frankly, the South is taking a page out of the North playbook on this drive.
Yeah, that may be Palmer's best run of the night. I just think he really had the legs churn and had a decent block, but he got a lot more out of that simply by his legs churning and the energy. Really nice run.
Jan, he had 194 carries this year. He is used to getting the workload.
Some runners get better with carries.
3-5 yards in the hard count.
That'll slow you down.
First down and 5 coming up here.
That's good coaching. When you as a defensive player are finding a little niche of anticipating, Greg, the cadence or the count, best way to slow a defense down, hard count, get them a free 5. And mentally as a defensive guy, then you kind of resettle a bit, and then you try to pick it up, and that'll slow you down for a little while.
See if you get a free play here, perhaps, for the South. When they were down 3-0, they quickly scored to get momentum right back on their side. Trebly out the flat. Pennebaker knocked out of bounds at the 44-yard line, but an 8 or 9 yard pickup and another first down for the South.
It's so hard as a defensive player. Everybody's big now. Everybody's strong. So you look for the little things, the quickness off the ball, a little move, because big is big. Everybody's big. Everybody, for the most part, is strong. So now coaches are earning their money by teaching technique that can do things to maneuver around the strength and the size thing.
Pennebaker's 4th catch for 88 yards. The 43-yard line. Handoff goes to Job, and Job taken down after a gain of 3. Job over 1,600 yards rushing and 23 touchdowns for the 6A state champs a season ago. I want to thank Justin Dixon, the great folks at Decatur Central, for having us out here tonight. Always enjoy working with JD.
Yep.
Justin's so active in the IFCA, former head football coach at Decatur Central.
I've done a few semi-states from here. They always do a great job of hosting.
Top notch. On the handoff, it's Job, and Job just follows his blockers, and again, lather, rinse, repeat, picks up 4. Might get credit for 5. Well, at the 50-yard line, it's 3rd down. Palmer, Job, and Grant Davis. 3 running backs on the roster for the South.
Well, it's going to be an interesting play. You can open the playbook here with 3rd and short. Let's see what they elect to do.
Down to 1:44 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Make the handoff in the flat, little push pass to Palmer. And
Great
Palmer's
ball.
going to be like trying to catch a fallen safe once he turns up the field.
They had 3 going deep. They called all the linebackers pulling with the 3, and then he hits the underneath. Really nice play call, well executed for an all-star game. That was well executed for any game. Really, really well executed.
99 yards passing unofficially now for Trebly.
Love the play call. I love that call.
That might be a preview of coming attractions for Palmer in terms of the role he plays at Wabash. There might be some H-back in his future. On the flat, Pennebaker.
Wow.
Trebly hits him in stride. First down inside of the 20-yard line.
Greg, that is another strike from Tremblay. On the run, out in the flat, and he threw a dime. That was a serious throw.
By the way, Pennebaker might be starting to kind of flirt with the receiving record in this game.
Those 2 guys have really connected here, have they not? He's a good lengthy receiver, too, so you can see why he likes him.
Pennebaker now over 100 yards receiving. On the handoff, it's Job, and Job keeps the legs churning. Not much there. Job gets a yard, that is it. And again, a little, I wouldn't say extra, because there's extra effort. We're getting to kind of the business end of this jam. This is getting important quickly.
Under a minute now. Man, this 3rd quarter has flown. Both the North and the South, Greg, are eating the clock up with drives. That's kind of pretty to see. You don't get to see that a lot in an all-star game. Both teams really finding some offense here in quarter 3.
A rapidly moving 3rd quarter. 2nd down and long. We've not seen a field goal attempted by the South yet in tonight's game. Trebly throws in the flat. Palmer's got it. Stiff arms the defender. Lowers the shoulder. Going to be right around the first down marker. Going to be just shy, and that is likely the last play of the quarter. Both teams have a possession in the quarter, and one of them doesn't finish it. To the 4th quarter we go. North 9 and South 6. We're back in 30 seconds as you're watching North-South All-Star Classic on ISC.
Thinking about what to do after high school? consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Well, I think our friends at Endeavor Communications want to congrat Paxton Trump of Danville playing in tonight's IFCA North-South All-Star Classic. Endeavor Communications doesn't just provide ordinary internet service. Their blazing fast, high-speed fiber-based internet service is a game changer. Don't settle for less. Switch to Endeavor for the winning play and connectivity. Visit weendeavor.com or call 800-922-6677. Endeavor Internet, your fiber connection, your victory. Special hello to Jim Gilmore with the Danville football program tuned in and watching us tonight, who's got a young man on home for military service. So hello, Gilmore family. Thanks for tuning us in tonight.
Knock on wood. The weather stayed away. We've got a good one. The fans have stayed in the stands. We've got ourselves a little bit of a close game, and it's been awful, awful well played. I mean, just as good maybe as any I've seen in some time, Greg, doing this game. Look at the crowd. How good is that?
293 yards of offense for the South, 213 for the North. South trying to retake the lead for a second time. Third down and short at the 8-yard line.
Yeah, you get a first down here, then you got 4 opportunities to punch it in, but you only need a yard right here. You get 2 downs to get in.
And Trebley can certainly be the guy that can carry the football here as well.
I would.
It'll be Job. And Job met in the backfield and didn't get there. He got back to the line of scrimmage, but he's short.
Well, we've talked about this earlier about linemen. You have to anticipate. In fact, you almost will risk an offside call to get off the ball so quick right here. And the North front 3 do an excellent job. You want to get off quick. And the other thing, the front 3, Greg, you go immediately down. Your key is to clog the holes. Let the other guys make the tackles, but you've got to take up any space or they're going to get the first down.
Play clock is at 10 as the quarterback gets the huddle. There may be a timeout coming here. Yep. A little bit late again. You're settling a new offense, et cetera. Understandably, a timeout taken. We'll have this fourth down play when we come back after this 30-second break as you're watching on ISC.
Football fans, this one's for you. Sunday, July 26th is Fan Appreciation Night at the Fishers Freight game. We're kicking it off early with our Fan Fest tailgate with games, music, and all the fun you can handle before kickoff. And help us make a difference when you join us for our Pack to Backpack drive. Bring school supplies and support local students in need as they head back to class. Fan Fest, family, football, and giving back. It all happens July 26th at the Fishers Event Center. Get your tickets now at fishersfreightfootball.com.
So fourth down and a yard. What's your play call here, Coach?
You know, every time I make the call, they go the opposite. But I don't think you get tricky with 4th and 1. You got 2 or 3 options here. I'm just a believer when you've got the quarterback capability to run the football, you don't take time to hand off or do anything. This is a quick hit hard. He's lining up in the shotgun, though, Greg. I haven't been right yet. We'll see.
Just because it's shotgun might not still be a quarterback keeper.
It could be, but why give the extra 3 yards?
Job, the setback. Again, quarterback and wide receiver near side are high school teammates. Keep that in mind as well. Fake, throw. Pennebaker got it, touchdown.
Well, that's why I'm up here and they're down there, man. When you got quarterbacks like this, you don't second guess them. Let them do what they do best.
Trebley's big day continues.
Man, he is just so good.
His second touchdown toss.
Look at this throw, Greg. Now, the defender never seen the ball, but that being said, he was still in pretty good position. But this combination right here has been all day long. He likes number 84, and he really likes him now. He threw it up, and he's just learned that if he gets it close, that guy can make a play and make a great catch.
Jackson Revel on for the extra point. This is a big one to make it a 4-point lead and not a 3-point lead.
Well, I've seen that young man make it with his arm. I've seen him make it with legs. So you can't go wrong, whatever play call you make with him at quarterback. You just can't.
Snap back, kick up, and this one is good.
That's a big one.
13-9. South is back in front. Both times that the North have taken the lead, the South has answered. We will step away for 30 seconds. Back in a moment as you're watching on ISC.
There are many ways to judge the quality of a college or university. At Wabash, we are proud of being nationally ranked in so many measures of quality. The engagement of our students with their faculty, the exceptional classroom experience, the unbeatable internship program and alumni network. It's easy to see how we earn our reputation as one of the best colleges in the country. We are proud of our rankings, but come see for yourself. Schedule a visit today at wabash.edu.
I'm just amazed by the artistry of both Mother Nature and our camera guys. Hope that's a good sign for us. Greg Rakestraw, Jan Bozier with you. Tonight's game presented in part by M&M Body Shop. Family owned since 1983 on Main Street in Brownsburg. M&M Body Shop offers full-service collision repair with a lifetime guarantee on their craftsmanship. And M&M congratulates Alex Fisher on representing the back-to-back state champion Bulldogs in tonight's game. Call M&M and Drew Connor. You need them at 317-852-6347. Trebley with 2 touchdown passes, 1 to Curry, 1 to Pennebaker. Revel is on for the kickoff attempt.
How about Pennebaker today? Has he not been impressive?
6 catches, 115 yards.
You get that ball near that young guy, and it's like automatic.
He is obviously up for game MVP honors. We will hand out our Boilermakers Local 374 Player of the Game. There'll be an MVP from both teams as well. Good job to pin the return men back on this one. As once again, Darion Morris will take it out to about the 27-yard line. If you're the North, Jan, just keep doing what you're doing.
Absolutely. If you can put another drive together, eat the clock, go ahead. You can just, by the clock alone, make it interesting. Well, I tell you, this has been so much fun. And just the caliber of play, Greg, has been off the charts for an all-star game. I got to tell you.
Jan, we should have known it was going to be this competitive. You're here.
Well, I wish
what happens when you're here.
I wish I could take credit for it, but listen, I love good football. I love clean football. I love when athletes make plays, and we've had all that in this one.
Biddle back in. Terry the carry. Nowhere to go. Met in the backfield, and we referenced Alex Arambolas. That was Michael Pugh who got back there to make that play.
Well, the one thing I have noticed is the South's defense has picked it up a notch. They're being more aggressive, understanding they have to be a little more aggressive and not allow another drive by the North.
Biddle has 91 yards passing and has a 15-yard pickup as well. But frankly, the defense kind of key more on the running back when Biddle's in the game.
Pressure again.
Biddle escapes. Biddle will tuck it and run. Gets a couple of great blocks out of the backfield.
Oh, look out.
And there was contact there, but not enough for a flag.
That don't even count as contact in football.
Ball at the 41-yard line.
That's a no call. That's a love tap. That's not a penalty.
That is a gain on the play.
No, that's nothing.
Out to the 42-yard line.
That's a good no call.
17.
Listen, when you're going 1,000 miles an hour trying to tackle somebody, there's going to be a little, you make serious contact, that's a different issue.
Quarterback will pull. Defender there waiting for him regardless.
That's a big play, man. He made something out of nothing. We, again, talk about players making plays. That's a big one for the North. Wow.
That is Owen Wishmeyer. Owen from Brownstown Central. What a job Reed May does every year at Brownstown Central.
I got to spend a lot of time with him. He is, Greg, I'm sure you've talked with him. You could talk to that guy for days.
His winning percentage is
unbelievable.
Insane at Brownstown Central.
And he's a straight shooter, too. He in the game that I had this past year, he was very blunt on what the challenges were.
Deep ball that nothing was there. 2nd down and 9. And to go back to Coach May at Brownstown Central, they frequently have been the smallest school in their league.
Yes.
And they have been the football power of their league in the Mid-Southern Conference.
They are just such a – they've had basketball, football, you name
Yeah.
it. His daughter was on one of the championship volleyball teams there.
Volleyball, girls basketball, boys basketball.
You name it. What a wonderful guy. I could sit and talk to those guys. Sit here and talk to Mike, man. We just got started, and our time was up.
I shouldn't have gotten up here so quickly. 3rd down and 9. Biddle steps up, again has room, just short. Then there was
Now,
a
that
late
one's
push
flag
that
worthy.
probably is going to mark it back 15 yards.
Well, I'll tell you, I've not seen Biddle play before, Greg, but he's been impressive from East Noble. You can see why they were 11-1 this past year. Unfortunately, they ran into a tough Fort Wayne Dwenger team for their only loss of the season, but you can see why his offense was certainly very, very good with him at the helm.
So as of now, it's a gain of 8. Again, we saw Ashelman go flying for the South. And if that's a one-way decision on the penalty, then you'll back it up 15 yards from there, and that appears to be the case.
Yeah.
And so the down counts, and now instead of 3rd and 1, or 4th and 1, it's now 4th and 16.
That's exactly right.
And here comes the punt team on.
Yeah, that's a tough break.
And you're protecting your quarterback. I get it. Still can't do that.
No, you're exactly right. That's a drive killer too.
Blake Vandenberg back to punt. And to play at Franklin College. Outstanding kick.
You got all that.
Curry Fields back at the 17-yard line. And he'll be wrestled down at the 28-yard line. Thanks, everybody. Andrew Prince of Andrew Prince Realty. Whether it's buying, selling, renting, even investment comes to real estate, Andrew Prince with Century 21 Sheets is here to help. Call 317-883-7575 or online. PrinceRealtyIndy.com. And Andrew wishes to congratulate Jordan Palmer of Whiteland for playing in tonight's game.
Greg, unfortunately, we may find out that penalty is a killer penalty because South gets the ball here, 9:23. They put a drive together, go up another score. It could be difficult. This defense now from the North is going to earn their money if they can get a stop.
Ball now at the 28-yard line. And on the handoff. I think it's Davis, the ball carrier.
That's exactly what you want to do. You get 6-7 on 1st down. That's exactly what you want. I've always called 1st down, in my opinion, as important of down as you can have. If you can get 5 to 7 yards, it changes everything.
Just the 3rd carry for Davis. He's got 17 yards. Former Boonville Pioneer. Had just shy of 900 yards rushing and 9 touchdowns, did Grant. Jan, where's he going to play next year? If I ask you in that fashion, where is he playing next year?
I do not know.
Anderson University.
I did not know that.
That's why I asked you.
Yeah, I should have.
I tried to tee it up for you. I tried.
You can all but give me the answer, Greg, and maybe I'll get it right.
Ends with Ravens.
It does.
Davis with a yard, and again got tripped up, but moves the chains.
Come on, Ravens. Let's get things going over there. He's a good start. That'll be a nice addition. I heard they were playing their home game at LaPel. Is that
correct?
Still true?
Their stadium needs a little bit of work these days.
LaPel's not a bad place to play, I can tell you that. I played in the very first game of that now closed stadium. That tells you how old it is, Greg.
Just need some new bleachers. Turf's fine.
Yeah,
Just need some new bleachers.
Yeah, I played in it. They actually got the stadium done the day we had the game.
Out in the flat, catch made by Davis.
Now we're talking.
Craig on the catch.
That's what we're talking about.
Quarter on the stick. 9-yard pickup, 2nd down. Davion Davis, his 3rd catch. First this half, total of 33 yards receiving for Davion. Davion going to go the prep school route to try to continue his college football career. And you see so many of those stickers represented. Gibson Southern, Ron Colley. Just amongst some of those that were on display on those helmets. Can't tell if that's a Milan or a Mooresville M on the sideline. Davis just follows his blockers and will get forward progress. Good enough. Needed 2 and got 3. First down. And right now you're trying to move this about 10 yards at a time, Jan.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And that can win you football games if you can move the chains in the fourth quarter, especially with still a long clock at 7+ minutes. You can put the game away if you can hold the ball and move it. Been a good game. Really good game, actually.
Right now the South is in line to win a 6th consecutive game, but this one has been different than the previous ones. On the handoff, it's Job, and Job gets a yard at most.
Better job by the North front that time.
Stanley Freeman amongst those on to make the play. Jaden scouting as well. Jaden from Lafayette. Jeff had to play at DePaul. Stanley going to go play at Olivet Nazarene, the former training camp home of the Chicago Bears.
I had a nephew who played there. Know all about it. Been there many a time.
Of course, folks in Indiana are more concerned with where the stadium home of the Chicago Bears is going to be in the future.
It's a good campus.
2nd and 9. Craig finds his man to get his feet down. I think he did.
I think he did, Greg.
I think he got it, yep.
Yes, he did.
Again, in high school, it's 1. It's college, it's 1.
I hope we see that again. This is as good a catch as we've seen all day. You talking about eyes laser focus on this ball, Greg. How about that? Well played. 1 foot in. That may be as good as catch as we've seen all day. No question about the foot being in.
Ball to the 30-yard line, a gain of 19.
Great camera work, guys. Man, they haven't missed a beat. Absolutely, the camera crew has not missed a beat.
They've been doing Indianapolis Indians games all summer.
That's true.
The ball's smaller and moves a little quicker. Indians playing at home tonight against the Toledo Mud Hens as we speak. Fake the handoff. Craig looking, nowhere to go, and busted play. And I think that was supposed to be a handoff because there were linemen well downfield. It's going to be an eligible lineman downfield. So it could be 2nd and 10 or 1st and 15, depending on what the North chooses
Greg,
to do.
I got to tell you about this play. Used to be a lineman. I used to get so mad when the quarterbacks would do this.
Absolutely.
You think they're going to run, and if you don't go downfield, you get in trouble. If you do go downfield and you're not supposed to, you get a penalty. So you can't win on a play like that.
Finishes declined, so incomplete pass. Unofficially, Craig, 10 for 18, 151 yards passing. Between Craig and Trebley, my running total is 285 yards passing for the South.
That's been solid. Not surprising, though.
Pennebaker, 115 yards and a touchdown on 6 catches. Halfway through the final stanza. Craig runs into pressure, avoids pressure. Almost threw a pick 6. Reading that play was Bodie Howell.
Howell makes a great cut on the ball, but Greg, this all starts with the pressure up front. We're so used to seeing Craig avoid the pressure, but that was well played.
Howell gonna stay at home. He's from Eastbrook. Gonna play at Taylor University. Third down. Craig avoiding the pressure. Throws the deep ball for Davis.
Oh, I think he got it.
Got it.
He did.
Touchdown. And the South has a 2-score lead. Third different receiver with a receiving touchdown tonight for the South. On 3rd and 10 from the 30. Former Ben Davis Giant gets it done. Jan, we may have a final score that frankly is not indicative of really how this game was played. So Davis had 11 touchdowns. Playing for Russ Mann's team this year. Russ made the move over to Lawrence Central in the offseason. Extra point try is up and good, and make it 20-9. Tonight's game presented in part by Warner Financial. The firm utilizes customized investment solutions to meet your financial goals. From investments and planning for retirement to partnerships and tax strategy, Warner Financial does it all. Call 317-735-9202 to learn more about how you can secure your financial future. Warner Financial wishes to congratulate Zane Baker of Roncalli on playing in tonight's game.
Well, the North needs a couple touchdowns, Greg. A touchdown and a field goal is not going to do it now, so there's still tons of time, but started off the game by saying players going to have to make some plays. Now they're going to have to make some really good plays to find a way to get back in this and win it.
Quick look on the sidelines. We've yet to mention the North assistant coaches. Let's do that now. Jack Barron of Frontier, Cody French of Portage, Jeff Grant of North Miami, Joe Grant of North Miami, Christian Jarrett of East Noble, Coley Moore of Penn, Pete Reardon of Penn, Robert Skudovich of Hobart, Brian Zacher of Rensselaer Central. Guys that were so gracious to give up their time this week. It is the full camp experience for a week for these players. It is such a wonderful send-off into college football, or frankly, real life for some of these guys.
Yep.
Rebels kick. Fielded at the 10-yard line by Terry and tripped up immediately.
And that's a way to solidify what is now an 11-point lead when you got special teams. And if your defense can play inspired, the next 5:40, you can seal the deal here if you're the South.
Ricky White Jr. makes the play. Ricky, a North Husky. And I am so thrilled to say that he's going to go to Franklin College and play for Mike Leonard. That Mike is back in college coaching. The world is a better place because that is the story.
Yeah.
Kittle.
There you
dropped.
go. And that's,
sacked.
That's I just was talking about that. That's the way you seal a big lead, is to play like that, to put pressure and not give them time to get back in this thing.
Alex Arambulis helped lead Westfield to back-to-back state run-up appearances. Again, on a loaded defense, he was a name that you would mention as much as anybody. Grand Valley has sent some guys to the league. Again, I think Alex should be that level of play. I really do. I think he's really talented. 2nd and 20. Out in the flat. Catch made. Good blocks. The sack yardage is made up. And in fact, now we'll set up 3rd down and call it about 7 after a gain of 13 yards with Morris, the recipient.
All things considered, though, Morris has been impressive in this one. I have really been excited the way he's played this game, his energy, his excitement. He's really been a lot of fun to watch, Greg.
Biddle looks, throws, and overthrows his target. That was Lewis. Just air melted a bit. But with 4:50 left to go in the game, I kind of think you leave your guys out there and see what happens. So 4th down coming up. Fourth down and 6 after the incompletion. Little unofficially 7 for 11, 94 yards passing. 2 timeouts for the South. 3 remain here for the North. Play clock at 5. No timeout coming here. Catch, nope, couldn't make it. Tried to lead his receiver in Lewis, but blanket coverage being applied. Jelani Reed was there. And the South will take over at the North 27-yard line.
Well, I've talked all during the second half, Greg, about the different energy level the Red or South defense has played with. Their pressure, I thought, has picked it up a notch since the first half and has really kind of solidified this, what will probably be a victory. Offense did their thing, but the defense, I think, for the South, Greg, played much better for the South in the second half.
So first down, Trebley. Power toss to Joe. Two Hendricks County kids combining on that one. And how about those two being for state championship programs? We talked about our friends in Endeavor.
Yeah.
Well, Cascade and South Putnam are our Endeavor communities. But Cascade and Brownsburg representing Hendricks County awfully well in football last year.
Man, you're talking about two exciting schools in South Putnam and Cascade. Wow. Got to have multiple games with those schools.
I mean this in the nicest way possible. It blew up our December basketball schedule. And we're cool with that. Yeah. Perfectly cool with that.
It's just fun to see, especially in Cascade's case and South Putnam. You could see it coming. Freshman year, sophomore, junior, senior, all the things went absolutely as planned to get to that.
Trebley on the run, and he'll stretch forward. He's shy of the first down, but not by much. Out to about the 20-yard line. So Trebley will pick up 6, maybe 7, and it sets up third down.
You see Trebley right here just making football decisions, finding some room when there wasn't any is his specialty.
And again, he is going to a program that is making strides. Taylor just missed the playoffs at 8-3 a couple of years ago.
I don't know what they have coming back, but wow, sooner or later he'll be a piece. I guarantee
that campus is growing. Trebley.
That's a beautiful campus.
Avoids pressure. He's trying to find room, and well, he found a couple of defenders. No room at the end. Timeout called by the North. Back to make the play, Christian Bonner and Austin King have a committee meeting at Trebley as he will lose 2 yards on the play.
But he's a big enough, strong enough, solid. He can take some hits. And let me tell you something. It's one thing to take a hit in high school. It's another to take it in college. The hitting increases substantially.
Tonight's game presented in part by our friends at Coca-Cola of Kokomo. Coca-Cola of Kokomo would like to congratulate Jordan Simon of North Miami, representing the Warriors in tonight's IFCA North-South All-Star Classic. Coca-Cola of Kokomo services over 25 schools across north-central Indiana, keeping students hydrated in the classroom and athletes hydrated on the field of play. Find out more by logging on to cckokomo.com. And North Miami, for the first time, our ISC Sports Network cameras will be there for your season finale on October the 16th, courtesy of our friends at Coca-Cola of Kokomo.
About.
Can't wait to be there.
That's what we're talking about.
Always enjoy talking with Joe Grant every year on our Coca-Cola of Kokomo kickoff show. And Brandon Bishop at Coca-Cola of Kokomo said, hey, if I wanted to bring you guys for a game at North Miami, we said, done.
Done.
We got it. October 16th.
Right?
That's when it's going to happen.
We can be bought, Greg.
Probably more cheaply than others, but that's a conversation for a different day. 4th down and 5. Need to get the ball to the 17-yard line. Let's see if the South kind of responds with a timeout of their own here. Play clock at 10. Again, the hard count. This has the earmarks. If you take a timeout, we'll take a timeout.
Yep.
Well, thank our friends at Lawrence Township Schools. The MSD of Lawrence Township embodies educational excellence, unlocking the full potential of every student we serve, where innovation meets tradition. Students excel in welcoming, safe, state-of-the-art facilities, boasting a 95% graduation rate. Lawrence Township's honors programs, career pathways, and dual credit opportunities prepare future leaders and workers. On the court and in the arts, state champion students excel, driven by ambition and community spirit. Enroll now in Lawrence Township, your destination for a brighter future. And LT Schools wants to congratulate Elijah Woodfork of LC for playing in tonight's game. What's your play call here, bud?
Well, Greg, I'd like to tell you the one that gets you 6 yards. I've been wrong all night, but that's good, because when you're wrong, that tells you the coaches are trying to outguess people and executing in the process. I think I'm going to go for the field goal, Greg, just saying.
Well, that and they're lining up.
You didn't tell me how long I had to tell you.
Jackson Ravel on for the field goal try. This will be from 39 yards. His long for the Pioneers this year was 47. He was 3 of 4. Has the distance, and it has the accuracy.
That boy's been on a clinic, hasn't he?
By the way, there was a missed extra point, but 4 of 4. Well done.
Yep, he has flat out been consistent. Every one of them has been right down the center, too.
Well, it's fitting that we have great kicking on a night where we have a kicking sponsor.
Yes, sir.
Thanks to our friends at Hagee Kicking, a family-oriented organization that is focused on teaching the art of kicking and punting a football. Our goal is to develop athletes into better kickers and punters, but more importantly, productive human beings. We cannot promise scholarships, but we do promise that every athlete will train in a positive environment with coaches who care about their well-being on and off the field. Follow at Hagee Kicking on X or log on to HageeKicking.com. More info, of course, Morgan, kicker at Plainfield, on the kick at Ball State University. Thanks to Morgan and Mark and the entire family for supporting our broadcast of the IFCA North-South All-Star Game for a second consecutive year.
Thanks to everybody. This has been so much fun, and it's been, you know, up till really kind of the very end, really competitive and close, and the score is going to be a little bit bigger, I think, than really what the game was.
It's a two-time match remaining for the North All-Stars. Short kick. Bounce. That's a live football.
Yep.
And that's an immediate tackle as well.
Hold up, hold up. That's going to get you in trouble.
And we're going to have.
And here comes the trouble.
Yep. And again, it's warm. Guy's been going at it. We separate quickly. So the ball as of now is at the 26-yard line, but
about to change.
We'll see if that's simply a double flag or exactly how that gets adjudicated. And then another flag. That's going to be 15 yards against the South. That much I can tell you.
Let's not end what's been really, really well played on a bunch of flags here. Come on.
And you can see we got a coach that took a pretty good jam there on the sideline as well. So that everybody's all right there. We'll wait for Rick Frank to walk us through this. And Andrew Sells, our umpire, Pete Olson, our linesman, Mike Daly, our line judge, Taylor McDougal, the back judge, and Andrew McClure is the field judge. Great job to look at this, and again, just the play continued on.
Yeah, see, he's got to let go.
Yep.
It's one thing if you're going out of bounds, but he never releases, and that's too much, no question about it.
So both personal fouls will be against the South.
As they should be.
So, folks, that is 30 yards in penalties at the end of the play. And what you've just done is given the team that's down by 14 points with 3:34 to play, you've given them a lifeline in this game.
You have. You got to be smart. I get it. You know, I get it. You're hot. Everybody's a little tired, a little chippy, but come on, let's end this clean. And you don't want to do things silly to what may come back to haunt you. Still a lot of work to be done.
Once again, Biddle in at quarterback. Morris is the setback. 2 long drives, the story for the North, but they need quick points here. Get out in the flat and just underthrow on the target. And again, the passing game has not been what has been of greatest success for the North.
Yeah, a little better in the first than it has been here in half number 2. But I think I'm going to give the South defense a little credit because I think they've played much, much better and caused the North a little more challenge to produce from their defensive side because they've been coming off the ball. The pressure has been there most of this whole second half. There it is again.
Avoids. Makes a linebacker miss. That was a heck of an effort for 3 yards, wasn't it?
But again, South pressure. Of course, in fairness, the South knows they have to pass. So anytime you as a defender know the other team has to pass, it's a completely different approach what you do. You basically don't care about the run now. You're going to take a little weight off your hands, and you're going after the quarterback, and that's it.
They're going to play her cramping up, and the fact that we're seeing that for the first time.
That is right.
3:13 to go in this game, given the weather conditions. Job well done, training staff and players to be ready to play.
So I hadn't thought about that, but there have been years where we've had a lot of them.
Think of what the first game of the year looks like every August.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
And it's warmer now. And guys have been in great
point.
game shape.
It's a very good point. But
I want to thank our friends at PSC Fiber. It's all about speed on the field and at home. PSC Fiber is proud to deliver lightning fast, reliable internet. It's the homes of all the all-star athletes like Gabe Jackson of Heritage Hills, a young man who makes our community proud. Whether you're streaming the big game, studying for the next play, or connecting with your family, PSC Fiber keeps you ahead of the competition. Local, trusted, built for our hometown. Learn more at pscfiber.net and go team. Kara Harmon of Frontier is the North trainer. Tim Cooley and Doug Castle have the North responsibilities.
Greg, you asked me, I'm going to ask you, what has been impressive to you tonight?
The fact that the game was competitive.
Yeah.
And again, it's interesting because those of us that are around the game every year have memories. It's a different you're only playing this game once.
Right.
It's a different cast of characters, different families, etc. But that is something that after the last years we kind of go, hey, do we need to break up the Indianapolis region? Do we have to split this a little bit differently for a competitive game? Tonight the answer was no.
That's very true.
So to me, that is hey, maybe we're okay to keep this as it is. Again, the South's leading, but this has not been a walk in the park for them.
I completely agree with your answer.
And again, the way the regions lay out, the Indianapolis area, which is Region 7, is all one region.
Right.
It's all in the southern half, so you get even into the Hamilton County schools. Those are all southern kids as it pertains to the way the game is laid out.
Here we go.
Clock rolls. Third down after a 3-yard pickup by Biddle. And here comes pressure. It's a screen. It's a well-timed screen, but it's a great recovery.
That's good execution right there.
And that is an absolute throwdown by Brody Clem.
Clem read that and reacted accordingly. They try to get you to bite off on rushing the quarterback. And what you try to do is teach your team and your linemen how to read the screen pass, and he immediately read it and adjusted quickly and made a play on the ball. That takes a while in order to recognize that, to make the adjustment.
Fourth down, the one you got to convert to have a realistic chance in this game if you're the North. You need to get the football to the 28-yard line. It's 4th down and 4. That was Biddle's 8th completion for 97 yards. Biddle steps up. Biddle
He's got some room.
Will have a first down and will step out of bounds. He got a whale of a block from his center to spring him on that play. And Biddle to the 19-yard line, a gain of 13 yards. And Biddle now has 57 yards rushing in tonight's game.
Got to come away with a touchdown here.
Correct.
They absolutely got to come away with a touchdown. You still have some life left if you can, but you got to score here.
Pump and go. Throwing in the end zone and overthrew his man. That was Micah Rands that Pioneer High School.
Ball took off on him, Greg. I think he had a reach. If he could have placed the ball just shy of almost perfect, he may have had a shot at it, but the ball kind of floated on him and got high.
Micah played QB primarily at Pioneer, but that really means you're a running back at Pioneer. Of course, Pioneer will have a young man in the National Football League this year.
Yes, they will.
Jack Kaiser, former Indiana Mr. Football.
Isn't he the all-time, most quarters played at Notre Dame type guy?
He was a part of the 5-year program, absolutely.
Well, but he was redshirted. I think he was there 6, was he not?
Biddle can't get away. It's Harden. Or excuse me, that's Pugh, excuse me. Michael Pugh, his teammate. I saw the gold helmet. Michael and Harden teammates for the Cathedral Fighting Irish. Pugh makes the play. Loss all the way back to the 35-yard line. Loss of 16. Third sack in total of the game, second for the South.
But just to finish a little bit about Pioneer, hey, Pioneer only had like 29 kids out for football this past year and still made it to the state playoff, got beat by a tremendous South Putnam. Pioneer, I don't know how they do it, but they reload every year.
They've been doing it for generations.
They have, haven't they?
We'll keep it right here. Both teams now with timeout remaining. And the time that you see is the time in the timeout. There's 2:32 left to go in today's game. You referenced Michael Pugh. He's going to play at Butler. Kevin Lynch. Kevin, of course, played at Franklin. Coached for many years at the University of Indianapolis. Dad, outstanding two-sport athlete at Butler. So third down and a ways. 3rd and 26 here. Middle. Here comes Pugh. Just buying time. Unleashes. Jump ball in the end zone, and it's incomplete. 4 red shirts around Micah Rance. Let's hope that Woodfork is all right. I think it's more just the check she didn't get it. And 4th and a quarter of the field here for the North All-Star.
Well, funny things have happened when you see that play. They throw it up, and if you can get the ball to be tipped, you just never know who might come down with it. Still goes incomplete. One more shot at it here, Greg. South going to be playing prevent here, obviously.
It's a 4th down. And a timeout coming. So last timeout taken by the North. And we are now 6 weeks away from the start of the high school football season. Our television game will be Brownsburg at Lawrence North. Pretty good regional matchup a couple of years ago when those two teams got together.
I would think so.
Of course, Brownsburg back-to-back state champs, Lawrence North.
They're going to be solid again this year, too.
Zaymore going to Purdue. Munch and Sales going to Indiana, Alabama. Something of those. He's going to make his announcement relatively soon. There is a whole lot of talent going to be on that field.
What about LN?
Opening night. They've got to replace some guys on defense. But if you've got major college 4-year starters at wide receiver, running back, and a returning starter at quarterback,
you got a chance.
You're going to figure some things out.
You got a chance. And how about LN just continually putting out D1 type athletes all the time?
Yep.
Coach Mowry's did a phenomenal job.
So 4th and 26. Again, 4-man rush, pressure, and nowhere to go. It will be an incomplete pass. Aaron Bolus got back there again. Ryan Hesher got there as well. And now with no timeouts to the North, I'm not sure if it's victory formation, but it's hand the ball off and run the clock time.
Take a couple plays, but well, the crowd has been here through the whole game. They've been entertained. Very few have left. Thunderstorms have held off. That's been great. It's not been too bad since the suns went away, at least up here.
We made it through unscathed,
yes,
partner.
we did. I'm thankful for that, too.
On the handoff. And it's a gain of 2 or 3. And again, No timeouts for the North to stop it. That's going to be Palmer on the carry. We will have our Boilermakers, Local 374, blue-collar player of the game. We'll hand out immediately upon conclusion of the game. We'll also kind of stay on long enough to show you the North player of the game and the South player of the game.
Good. They deserve that.
We want to thank our ISC Sports Network crew. Thanks to Joe Hernandez for all his help this weekend tonight. Toss goes left side. That's Davis. Davis wisely plants a foot in the ground and goes, I can't go out of bounds. I'll cut back inside. He'll pick up 2. And basically, you need to run about one more play here if you're the South, and that can officially put tonight's game to bed. 23-9, make no mistake, the South was the better team. They finished scoring the last 17 points of the game, and they do so all in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and I think everybody's going to walk out of here going, man, you know, the North made serious strides and played them really, really, really good, and the South's going to win another one, but, you know, overall it's been really, really good. I think for the most part we've had no serious injuries. That's always a good thing, and you talked about some of the players that last time they'll put on the helmet, and that's always kind of interesting. But overall, Greg, man, this has been really, really good.
And there is no need for further activity. The game clock is just about a second past the play clock, and that will do it. So the South will win a 6th consecutive matchup in the North-South All-Star Classic. But again, Jan, a far more competitive game than we have seen in years gone by.
Yeah, no question about it. I thought the North's better half was half number 1, but again, let's give South, I think I've highlighted that, defense in the second half really stepped up and made things difficult for that North offense.
The South guys were lining up just in case it was needed. Trust me, guys, it was not.
Wave it off.
The handshakes will start to form at the center of the field. A hard-fought game for sure. But the South gets the job done in quarter number 4. Your final score, South 23 and North 9. Tonight's game on the ISC Sports Network, presented in part by Andrew Prince Realty. Andrew Prince is here to help at PrinceRealtyIndy.com. By the Fishers Freight. Get your tickets now for the regular season finale, Sunday, July 26th at FishersFreightFootball.com. By Lawrence Township Schools. Learn more about Lawrence excellence at ltschools.org. By M&M Body Shop. Family owned since 1983 on Main Street in Brownsburg, and by PSC Fiber. Fast, reliable, local. That's the PSC Fiber difference. Jan, final thoughts.
Boy, again, the quarterbacks were solid. Receivers made great plays. Let's give a lot of credit to all the linemen. I thought the line play was really good for an all-star game.
Well, fitting you say that, going into our blue-collar player of the game. Presented by Boilermakers Local 374. Become a Union Boilermaker. Be on your way to a great career. Find out more when you log on to local374.org. I meant the lineman of the Boilermakers, not the lineman winning the player of the game. That's going to be Kendrick Pennebaker. Again, he was spectacular.
He was great.
6 catches, 115 yards, and a touchdown.
You cannot argue that at all. I thought he played so well. He made himself available. I thought the quarterbacks knew he could do it, and he did, and they gave him balls. And a lot of times they gave him those types of balls, Greg. Get it up there where he can get it, and he did.
I can tell you this, and again, we will see the announcements being made momentarily, but I will jump the shark a little bit here. The North player of the game will be Ethan Need of Twin Lakes, who again sets an all-star game record for making 3 field goals in a game. Congratulations to him as he is heading off to Indiana Wesleyan. Our South player of the game and the overall player of the game is the same as the Boilermakers Local 374 player of the game in Kendrick Pennebaker. Hamilton Southeastern, he is heading to play at St. Francis. So again, congratulations to him. So the next time you'll see football on the ISC Sports Network will be in 6 weeks. We get you ready for the start of the high school football season. Our television game will be Brownsburg and Lawrence North. Other games will be Fishers and Carmel, North Central and Buff, South Putnam and North Putnam. We certainly hope you can join us there. Great job by our crew. They were in mid-season form as per usual. For Jan Bozier, my name is Greg Rakestraw. Thanks for joining us. The South does it again They win for a 6th consecutive play of the North-South All-Star Classic, Decatur Central High School. Thanks for watching on ISC.